first thing that happened to share on screen was her what? It's just like, hi, guy, what? Oh lordy.
That was fun.
Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? Look at that. We got one person taking up one couch. Let's get it. It's the One Couch Podcast, everyone.
Yay!
Yay.
Don't worry, I'll share the screen with you guys soon here in the call as well. I completely forgot to do that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I keep forgetting to do that. Ah, man. Been a busy as hell week, has it not been for you peeps?
Yep.
Yeah. At
On
least
day one.
Yeah, well, Monday's always the busy day, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of shenanigans going down, but hey, let's get into it. All right, greetings everyone. My name is KG Prestige, and I welcome one and all to another fine-filled edition of, you already guessed it, ladies and gents, the PokéPod Masters Podcast.
Well.
Hey, look who it is over there on the right side of the goddamn thing. How are you doing, fellow sir?
Well, it's been quite the last 3 to 5 weeks, but I am here and I am back.
And it's good to have you back, buddy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome our good pal, TSS, all the way over there to the right. It's good to have you here, buddy. But
Thank you.
Yeah, we have a guest tonight. No, I'm just kidding.
fellow guest and original PokéPod member of the week, as always, TSS. Oh, lordy. But, of course, we are not alone here. We got our buddies, as you saw already, in the couch beforehand. If you go over here to this couch, you got our buddies Cosmic and Emmy right here, who just joined in around the same time as TSS.
Hello. I totally didn't run here. So, yeah, I was totally here the entire time.
Why are you running?
What are you running? Why are you running?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, as you could hear over there in the sidelines, you got our buddy Nessa over here on this couch, too.
Hi.
And then on this side, we got our pal Dean.
Hello. I
Hello.
won't be here that long because I'm not home, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
All right.
Who chose Wisconsin cheese yellow for the fucking color of the chairs?
That's the default one, I think.
Yeah, no, I could change the colors. I just wanted SpongeBob
No, it's fine.
colors.
That's
Come on,
I have to rib you guys because I haven't been on his fucking podcast in like 6 weeks.
Oh, absolutely, man. You've been
Honestly,
away
I
for.
forgot where TSS was even supposed to be on the podcast. Yeah, okay, so he's
I think
on the run.
it's been gone the longest.
Yeah,
I haven't been here for the last few weeks either.
yeah, but TSS had like
Yeah,
a
he's
streak
longer.
going on. Yeah.
He's a long.
Yeah, I was in Japan, then I got hurt, and then the life collapsed. So yeah, wonderful stuff.
But it's good to have you back, though, buddy. Hopefully
But
things have
at
smoothed out.
least now I'm actually mentally here.
Hell yeah, man! It's good to have you here, buddy.
Yes,
welcome
especially on this night. I need to be fucking here because I've been here a lot longer than most of the people here. So it's like this is
in more ways than one. Yeah.
No,
Yes, indeed.
It's very true.
But it as TSS stated, yeah, this is going to be a very emotional session, possibly, maybe, I don't know, depending on how things go. It is the final session, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to discussing the world of Antipoke, at least in terms of Ash and Pikachu's main story in the anime world. 26 years has finally come, and his journey officially wrapped up. And there's a lot of details we have to go and talk about that as well, because there was a lot of additional, like, extra messages that came out through Twitter and social media accounts that are kind of interesting to kind of, like, discuss, only due to the fact that it's mainly from directors, VAs, animators, etc. So I think that's also something we can discuss for tonight as well. But alas, that is just one of the many things we're going to be discussing for today. So let's all sit back, relax, and enjoy the shenanigans for today. What do you guys say? Y'all ready to go and begin, ladies and gents, here in this call? And I was already given a message to hydrate, so hydrate I shall. So hold on a second. Water. Thank God.
Hydrate. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hydrate.
Hydrate.
They said hydrate, not gyrate. Okay?
How do you
Oh my
gyrate,
God.
bro? Yeah, no, that's really. I'm curious. How do you gyrate? But yes, as I stated
Big
already.
wiggle. Pretend that you're Norman Smiley.
Oh God.
Memes.
So yeah, we got like once again TSS, Cosmic, Emmy, Nessa, Dean, myself. We are back for some more silly shenanigans. So let's go and talk about tonight's session. Of course, as you guys already know, the deal. We are in the final week, the final stretches, ladies and gents, of the Starlight Children Foundation, as well as highlighted above. First off, I want to congratulate everybody here in the call and to all the audience members who have done their participation in sharing, spreading, donating, whatever it may be, or even just simply being with us here today. You have helped us achieve such a monumental occasion with over $3,000 being made
Thank you very
for the Starlight Children's Foundation, and there is a lot of cool things that were rewarded out of that. So, once again, much love and care to all the lovelies here in the stream tonight. I see Groot, I see Sonic, Highbrow, Joker, Emmy for some reason is also there too. Nintendo.
She's everywhere.
Buddy
I'm everywhere.
Drift, Ven from Twitch. Ven, you're from everywhere. Every time I see your name, bro. If it's not from there, it's from Discord or Roblox, or just
we're
anything.
having fun with Roblox.
No, the next thing we need to know is we need to have Ven from New York Aquarium, and he's gonna come over there and go and fucking Surf Avenue and shit.
Hey, listen, at least we'll get to chill out near that IHOP, bro. It's good shit.
Yeah, we'll have him go on the Cruising World machine or some shit.
Hey, listen, man, more fun experiences, no?
Yeah.
I see my buddy Donnie there as well. Yo, Donnie,
Donnie.
I want to give a shout out to him real quick because he actually he didn't really remind me, but he ended up being the one that told me not too long ago, and I don't know how many people here are familiar with this. There is this animation that came out on YouTube from like a fan of the Star Fox series, and they made an animation story called Fox in Space. And the whole premise about that is just trying to kind of tell the story of Star Fox, but like in this kind of Adult Swim style of storytelling, which is good, by the way. And their second episode had just dropped. And I want you guys to understand how long it's been since the first episode dropped and when the second one did.
That was like fucking 7 years ago.
6 to 7 years ago, bro.
$25 donation, thank you.
Thank you to our fellow buddy who donated right now. Let me go ahead and check because I didn't have that open. I didn't see that, but apparently they gave a $25 donation, and you got to hear the lovely "yay" in the background. I think the top donator will probably show. Yeah, but thank you so much for the donation, there, buddy. Let me go ahead and try to go and see who did it because I didn't have this thing opened on my side.
I got a question now. Do you guys?
I'm sorry, you can go.
No, I was just gonna ask. Like, do we have a $4,000 incentive, or is just 5,000?
It's just 5,000.
It's 5,000. We essentially already completed the finish line. Now this is just like the
extra.
The extra.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
But like it is still a wonderful incentive regardless for the 5,000. And once again, we've already hit our threshold, which was 1,000, and just shooting ourselves all the way to 3,000 is an incredible feat for us as a group. And like I stated before, just much love and care to everybody for making that happen, man. Cosmic, I think you were going to say something, I assume, regarding the donation.
It was Robbo the Pirate, and he would do mic on reaction during the Anypoke watch party. So if you can DM me on Discord which episode you want to have your mic on for, I can have that arranged for you.
Yes.
Nice.
Yay.
So we actually did have some fellow peeps that were with us in Friday's final episode reaction from last week, which I believe was Felipe, I think it was Sonic, and was it Lulu as well?
Lulu.
Who were the ones that came and joined us, which we're also very great and thankful for having them be a part of that as well. So thank you guys so much for being a part of that final episode journey experience as well. We much appreciated for that, and it was a fun time chatting with y'all, especially with Felipe's little audio thing that he always keeps in command at all times. That's the one thing I'll always know him best for. Oh man,
And his stick figures too; those are great.
oh absolutely, can never go wrong with those stick figures.
As we mentioned, it is the spiritual successor of stickdeath.com, except nobody gets killed.
Yet.
Yeah,
Well,
that's-
technically,
yeah, let's
I
say.
died in one of them.
Okay, so it is still stick death, but there's less death. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, well, I know I died, and I think one of the Pokemon died via
Oh,
gunshot.
no.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yes, and everybody is mentioning here that the eShop is gone, and that is for the Wii U and the 3DS. It is now
No.
kaput.
Yeah.
So it's actually
Which
gone
means-
now.
Bye.
Completely? Damn.
Yeah, it was deactivated 8 p.m., which is about an hour ago.
Dang.
And now it's time to play the Icelandic version of You Are a Pirate.
Yeah, so I have 4 3DSs already here. I am ready to go ahead
thank you
and
for the
figure
raise.
out how to hack it.
Yeah.
And Tyrone, thank you so much.
3ds.hacks.guide. Go ahead, let's go.
Man, so I saw a thread on twitter.com and they gave us like a 16 tweet paragraph of shit, and I'm like, I'm not reading all that. So I'm just gonna give it to somebody who can, and they'll just do it
No,
for me.
just go to 3ds.hacks.guide. It's so simple.
Trust me, I saw it, I read it, I got scared. No.
No, you don't. There's nothing. There is nothing to be scared of. It's not like it was back in the freaking R9 loader hacks days where you had to fucking downgrade your firmware to 2.1, get and then have all this process. And I remember the first time I did it, it took 6.5 hours. Now it can be done in 3 minutes.
Okay,
So-
never mind. I'm gonna do that
Yeah.
later.
Yes.
I actually just found my my new Nintendo 3DS of the Galaxy design. I forgot what it was called. It was the Galaxy Purple or something, but it looks
Yes.
great. So I might just use that to emulate shit. Although I do have all the official purchase shit that I got there, so Pokemon Bank, etc. Which, by
Yeah,
the way,
so
I
you-
heard Pokemon Bank is essentially free. However,
Yes.
if you
Yeah,
did
yeah.
not buy the subscription, you sadly cannot carry it over. So
Oh,
Yeah.
that sucks.
that sucks. I got the Galaxy one too, says Navy. Yo, let's go. The Galaxy
However-
design is sick.
Well, however though, I'm pretty sure that there's going to be other ways to transfer things. I know that there is a like a free Pokebank like homebrew app, which are used for like Gen 4 and Gen 5 games. So that's in the homebrew shop.
Well, if
so
it
yeah.
exists, it'll happen, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, it's just a will and a way. But I want to thank Tyrone again for raiding as well. Thank you so much for the raid, buddy. Hope your stream went well, buddy.
Hey.
And yeah, let's go ahead and see what we got to discuss. So I do have to address, since obviously now we all are talking about the 3DS eShop, let's go take a second to talk a little bit about that, as well as the Wii U one, because the Wii U was also a thing too. We can't forget that.
Yeah.
Even though I don't really remember buying any games. The only game I ever bought from the eShop on the Wii U, and it isn't even like a purchase that I made specifically for it. It's more so they gave it to me for free. If you guys did not remember back then, what was it? The Nintendo Mario Kart 8 game that released on the Wii U. If you bought it for the first time on like the release date of it or like right around it, they give you a promo code that you can either download, I think, one of 5 games for free.
Yes, that's right.
And one of them that I bought was Pikmin 3. So,
Yeah, well, I did the same.
yeah. Because I owned all the other ones except Pikmin.
Wait, how do you do this? I want free games.
Oh, no, it was already over. You need it.
It's been over for the last 9 years.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Or you're a decade late, buddy. Well, close to one.
Nobody told me.
Oh,
Nobody
yeah.
told
Oh,
you
no,
when you
you-
fucking bought Mario Kart 8 for the Wii U. It
I
was a
didn't buy
special
Mario Kart
promotion.
for the Wii U.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
I
okay.
never owned a Wii U.
Well, yeah, to be fair, I think there's only like, what, 11 million units out there in the wild?
12 million.
12 million units in the wild.
Yeah. Actually, the funny thing is actually, you know, they're going for a pretty penny, you know, somewhere else, you know, in the West. But when I was in Japan, I could find Wii U's, both the 8 gigabyte and 32 gigabyte model for like $18.
Really?
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how
Like
much
I saw
GameStop
a
gave me
whole,
for mine.
I saw like a whole
Damn.
stack of them.
Well, sounds like more worthless in Japan than here.
Well, I mean, we're talking about Wii's going for 500 to 1,000 yen. So
How the hell is the system follow-up the one that costs cheap as hell, but I guess the emulation and mods probably from the Wii.
well, and also you kind of need the gamepad. And even though, yeah, you can,
did
and
they
even
only
though,
just
yeah,
sell
you
it
can
as
find,
is?
I mean, you can
Makes
find the
sense.
gamepad. I mean, I found a gamepad at Hard Off for like $25, but you can
I got
combine
hard
that, and then,
off.
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Shut up, KG. No, you didn't hear that joke.
Best system to homebrew, Donnie? Yes, that and the regular Wii are the best systems to homebrew, actually.
Yeah, now we
They're
just
pretty
got to make
easy.
sure when the Switch gets homebrewed to like a good enough moment where they can do that, then it's going to be great. So far, I have my Xbox Series S here homebrewed as well, so I'm happy with that.
When you guys say
Well,
homebrew, I think you're talking about making coffee with your
Me
console, and that's
too.
just concerning me.
Well, first of all, I
Yeah.
don't drink coffee, so I
I
can't.
don't drink coffee either, but that's why I'm trying to figure out how that works.
Look,
thing
you don't know. You just put your Xbox in a fucking Keurig and then fucking home.
You just
and then
put-
home.
does that mean we gotta go ahead and get the Keurig and put it into dev mode so we can use other fucking
The
my
secret dev
God.
mode. Yeah. I
Yeah,
got-
but that's one of the main reasons why the Xbox hasn't been hacked, like the series and the Xbox One, because you can actually use developer mode
Mhm.
without any repercussion, and that's one of the reasons why they didn't even try to do piracy on it.
Yeah, it's interesting though. That's why I said I got me the Series S because of that. So it's been my emulation machine this entire time.
Can someone Photoshop a Keurig with Xbox colors and the logo on it?
Wow. Start your morning right with Dark Roast by Xbox. Here you go.
No, only on Xbox Series S and X. Rated E for everyone.
The best
you take- now
part
you
of
take- now you put-
waking up. It's an
It's
Xbox.
Xbox in
coffee.
yo.
Yeah, the Paul. Yeah, we got to get like an AI voice of Paul Stanley so that you can do that one, because he did a Folgers commercial back in 1999 while he was in Toronto, actually doing the Phantom of the Opera.
This coffee tastes terrible. What did you do to it? It's an Xbox homebrew. Go put urine in it like I asked.
Only on Xbox Series S.
No, he didn't. No, he took some of the plastic off
Yes,
of a random
Kentucky.
can.
Oh God.
But yeah, so yeah, the eShop is gone, and
It's gone.
Dead and gone.
but now,
Wait, did I get Pokemon Crystal on it? Give me a second, guys. Hold up.
Holy shit!
Too
You
late
okay?
now.
it's too
It's close.
Late to
baby, oh,
apologize.
it's too late.
Turn, you son of a bitch.
Na. 3ds.hacks.god is your friend.
I have like 6 copies of Pokemon Crystal and a bunch of different other things, but I need to know, do I have it on this?
I guess you'll figure it out soon, buddy.
Yes! Oh, thank fucking God! I was gonna lose my mind.
Oh no.
Okay,
Okay.
there it is. Pokemon Crystal. I think I downloaded it day one. That's probably, I don't know why I'm tripping.
Yes, that's probably why.
Mhm.
Oh, there's a blank space where the eShop thing is.
Oh lordy.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
That's
see.
what it is. Yeah. So now, hack your 3DSs. Nintendo will thank you. Said
Pretty
no one
much.
else.
Hopefully.
Thank you, Nintendo.
Arigato
you.
Nintendo desu. Oh man, but I heard notification sounds. That means we're live.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, it only took them 21 minutes to notify me. Yo, we live. we live in front of a live studio audience, bro.
One time mine took me 30 minutes. I'm like, seriously?
I got instant one time, which is crazy. I thought that didn't.
Really? How the fuck
Yep.
you pull? What money did you slip a 22?
I don't know. I just happened to look as I went live. Like, wait, why am I getting the notification? It's fucking
Well,
weird.
that's what happens.
Yeah, indeedy.
I mean, it's supposed to work like that, but it just.
Ideally, in a perfect world, it works like that.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
No, but
Now everybody go and go and install Nintendo on your Wii U.
but I don't want to do that though.
But I don't.
Yes, you do. You want to play fucking Mario Kart Arcade and fucking GameCube games. And
I'd rather play
HDMI.
Nintendo Dogs on 3DS.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Also, I mean, to be fair, yeah, they did. You're right. Wait, they had the gall to leave 2 downloadable themes free for download for the eShop, KG. Oh,
There was
Lord.
actually a story about a guy who found a copy of Nintendogs on a bus,
Mhm.
and he cleaned the game, and played it because it was unplayable at first, and then he cleaned the game, and there was like 2 dogs in there. I can't remember what their names were, but he took care of those dogs ever since.
Aw. Well, I mean, he worked hard to get that shit working again. So I mean,
Yeah.
So
He goes in the captions. Why would someone do this to these 2 dogs?
Oh lordy, no, but like the 3DS, man, is home to a lot of memorable and just.
It's my favorite portable. It's my favorite portable.
Next to the Switch, it's my favorite portable. Yeah.
No, it's my favorite portable.
Is it because it has Pokemon Crystal in it?
Yes.
Okay.
Nuts.
Yeah, I just wanted to be clear. Is all on that one.
Oh yeah. I'm a piece of shit.
Oh, okay. Just making sure, buddy.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Wow.
Anytime.
Anytime. Okay, we'll talk more on that later. But no, like the 3DS has some of the most memorable and iconic 3DS games. I mean, I think I have a huge library of 3DS games from Bravely Default, the Mario Kart series, the Mario games itself, but like some very obscure third party games as well as indie games. I mean, for example, what was it, Shantae and the Pirate's Curse? One of the best platformers on the 3DS.
Why did my dumbass just say Shantae's Inferno?
Yes, that's also on the
I'd
3DS
play it.
Pro. I'd play it too, yeah. Yeah, but I think that was, like, to me personally, the last time I've ever...
Are you okay, Tyrone?
Yeah, you okay, buddy?
When I went out of town, dust got in my fucking throat. But I'm okay.
No, not the dust.
Well, please hydrate. Everybody make sure to hydrate.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
wait,
can
wait,
use the
wait.
hydrate button in the...
I'm about to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Grab
take
your
it out and take a drink.
alcohol. It's time to hydrate.
Kid Icarus
Yeah,
Uprising. Kid Icarus Uprising, in my opinion, was a problem because they didn't have the they made the Pro adapter for the original 3DS. The problem is when I played the game, the controls are very awkward because you had to use your left hand on the stick, and on the right hand you had to use the stylus, and they had to give you a fucking a stand to play the game. Otherwise, you would probably get carpal tunnel in about 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that stand.
Yes, because that came packed in to Kid Icarus Uprising.
Is that why nobody fucked with that game for real?
No, people fucked with that game, like, a lot.
I didn't.
But, like, the issue was that if you really wanted to get into it really much, you would have the risk of carpal tunnel, like TSS said.
Yes,
And
that's why people just abandoned and just played Smash instead when it came out. It's like Smash 4. That was
yeah,
still
Smash 4 hype on the 3DS was, like, insane hype back when it dropped.
Oh man, I loved Smash 4 on the 3DS.
Yeah, and actually, to be honest, it was actually the most demanding game for the original 3DS
I fucking love you, Zoo.
because it had to reboot into a special mode where it had to disable some features so I can get the extra RAM to use for the game.
It was such a very, like...
because the original 3DS only had 128 megabytes of RAM. The new 3DS has 256. So the 256, you can use all the features like Miiverse and everything like that. But on the original 3DS, it had to reboot into a special mode where it disabled a few of those options so it can get the extra RAM it needed to run.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a lot of cool, like,
Oh.
intricate design that they had to go for with particular games. And it's interesting, like, if you look into the history of some of these games, hell, even just like 3DS indie games or even re-releases, like, what was it, Kirby 3D, the first adventure, but actually in 3D, which is the only way you can play the game in its design like that. Or what was it, Excite Bike 3D as well?
Well, also you had Outrun. You had M2's like 3D collection, where you had things like I think it was Fantasy Zone 3D. Sonic as well. There were some 3D games that
Sonic Flush. Dun, 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 damn, wow.
Yeah, but M2 did a great job in making games specifically like ported for the 3DS, and those collections were released on cartridge as well. So the 3D M2 games were absolutely great. Xenoblade was the only game that was 3DS, new 3DS.
That was crazy to how they even like fitted all that onto the 3DS. I'm still amazed by that.
Yes. And also Dragon Quest VIII as well when they had that. Yeah.
I've played Ever Oasis, Nintendo Man. It's an interesting title. maybe not my go-to title, but it's definitely something. Although I don't think Ever Oasis. I think Ever Oasis deserves to be re-released in current consoles, though. I know.
Did
What was it?
did you play Little Town Hero? That one Game Freak game?
Oh, on the
Oh,
Wii U,
yeah.
wasn't it?
No, 3DS, 3DS.
Was it on
3DS,
3DS? I swear to God, it was
Yep.
on Wii U.
Or it was on the Switch.
It came out apparently it bombed.
Was it on-
Yeah, no, I
Why
swear
did
that was
it
on the Wii
bomb?
because nobody played it.
Aw, that's
Al-
sad.
also-
Well, people played Pocket Card Jockey.
Yeah. Or you know what?
This is your fault.
Yeah.
Harmonite. Come on, Harmonite. That's another
Now,
game right there.
Harmonite was a certified banger, especially with the Pokemon
Harmonite.
music. That's all. That was
Yes.
also good. Now, the 3DS also introduced me to a lot of franchises that already existed for a long time now, but it got me into these franchises thanks to some of the games that they released. For example, Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem was such a big deal on the 3DS.
Fire Emblem was gold.
Yeah. So if it wasn't for Fates, I would not be a Fire Emblem fan like I am
Oh,
right
here
now.
we go.
You know, buddy. You know how it is. The Fates game was great. It's
I
so
know.
underrated,
I know.
and people deserve to respect and acknowledge the GOAT that is Fates, even though the story is ass and confusing, but the
Thank
gameplay.
you. At least you acknowledge it.
Yeah, but the game is good and fun. Also, it has my best Fire Emblem girl in there, Selkie. I love her.
Camellia.
She's
Oh,
favorite girl,
okay.
man.
I was going to say Camellia, that purple hair.
No,
big-
no, that's the obvious answer. But come on, like when you go for like the
Yeah,
other
nah.
girls, that's
yeah,
in
see,
there.
Groot understands. I'm a fan of Hana, actually.
Hana's also great too. But to me, it's Selkie. The only issue I have with Selkie is that it takes a while to get Selkie. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
compared to like a lot of the other characters, Selkie is one of the many like late games that you have to work hard to get. So that sucks, but it's fun though.
And now that the 3DS eShop is closed, that means more opportunities for people to get translation patches for the Japanese versions of those games.
Hopefully, hopefully indeed, buddy. There's a lot of 3DS games
I'm pretty sure they have, and also they need to, and also it needs to be stated that the Yokai Watch games on the 3DS should not be slept on, especially the third one.
The third one deserves acknowledgement, man. I'm so mad that game didn't do as well as it deserved.
Well, yeah, and also they combined like all the versions into one, and then the physical copies are just unobtainium. It's like cost like $150.
Unobtainium Z.
Before Sun and Moon was a thing, bro.
Yeah.
There are some drama CDs for Fates though, and also there were like the releases of the high definition video animations for them as well. So they also looked clean as well for Fates. I loved all of Fates. I even TSS. This is actually a good story we can tell because you and I were both there for this. During Nintendo New York, during the grand opening, I should say.
Yes, the reopening when they remodeled it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think it was initially called the Nintendo World Store. I think it was back then.
It was originally called Nintendo World, and they shut down for about 6 weeks, and then they opened back up as Nintendo New York.
Yeah, so this is a fun story I remember we talked about back then, but we never really got to talk about it more so in the current time. So
sure,
let's take a second to talk about this because it is a 3DS and Wii U memory, and also a lot of the stuff that I have here in my room are still the stuff that I bought there many years ago, and they're like the forefront because it's such a memorable experience for me, and I hope it was for you too because we also got a chance to see the Charles Martinet as well in that moment. The Mario Man himself.
Yeah, we were able to get photos, and we were there. We were there as part of the press opening before they publicly opened, and it was great. And it was a great experience because they had the members of the press tour the new store before the crowds came in, and it was a great time.
But you know what was the best part about it, though? You want to know what the best experience about that whole thing was? Because the press got in there before the crowd got in, I think we had 1 hour to grab items from there before the public could touch them. And in there were some of the stuff that were already released, plus some really, really rare items to get. Even now, is like absolutely impossible to find. Or maybe it is, and you just gotta have to spend a little extra money. One of the things that I bought there in that moment, and that's how I got introduced into the Fire Emblem franchise. I bought the limited edition Fire Emblem Fates Collector's box, which is the one that has all 3 games. Fire Emblem, I think it was, what was the 3 titles again for it? Again, I forgot the names of these titles.
Fates.
I think it was Birthright and Conquest.
Birthright and Conquest, yeah.
Yeah, and then the 3rd game, Revelations, which at the time was never released on DLC. If you bought the collector's edition, you essentially had Revelations a couple of months before it became publicly available via DLC to download, which I thought was really cool. So I got a chance to experience both side stories and then got a chance to play the 3rd game, and it's all in one 3DS like cartridge. It's not in 3 separate games or anything. No, all of them are in one single cartridge, which was an amazing thing that they did for that. So the collector's edition is one of my favorite 3DS games. I have the whole thing here with me. I still have the little bag that I use to hold my Galaxy 3DS in here. It's such a beautiful design. It's such a slick and clean thing.
On a 3DS game, Pokemon Conquest.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is a good game too.
Pokemon Conquest is a DS game, but it came out during the 3DS.
Sadly.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Black and White and Black and White 2 hold a distinction too.
They do, but I think the Conquest holds it the most because I think at that point the 3DS was like out and like
thank you.
The 3DS was not only out, it was like out and it was like the main thing. Like they weren't really making. It was so weird to find a DS game be made at this point.
Actually, this isn't really uncommon. I know, like back then, what was it during the NES and SNES era? They still had NES games released during the SNES release already by that point.
And I think it was so much to a point though where Conquest literally had in parentheses at the bottom can be played on Nintendo 3DS. It had to let you know.
But here's the thing. Going back to that, I believe the last commercial game, the first party game for the NES was Kirby's Adventure. That was in 1993. The SNES was released in the States in 1991.
Huh.
And as a matter of fact, and if we even go further than that, one of the last third-party games for the SNES is Madden 98, which came out in 1998. And the N64 came out in 96. So think about longevity and the overlap. I mean to be fair, you had the SNES Juniors going on sale for like $50 back in 97 and 98. And that was about the same. Yeah, that was about the same time as Majesco took over.
I still like the joke with Just Dance because it was like Just Dance kept coming out for like
the Wii.
And everybody kept going, why won't you fucking die?
Oh. The last version was like 2019. So you think about when the Wii was discontinued.
I love that. I love that.
You want to know what was even funnier though? They released it for the Wii, but they skipped the U, bro.
Yeah, because the install base was better.
Yeah, on the Wii.
Yeah, because the Wii, people forget that the Wii has a 100 million install base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what was even better though? We're talking about that. I know it's not Nintendo related. You guys remember when they still kept releasing FIFA like on the PlayStation 2?
Yes.
It was like on the PlayStation 2. Long into like the PlayStation 3's lifespan. I love that shit.
Yeah, they kept releasing it.
I love
releasing
that
it
shit.
until 4 years into the PS3. 5 years. Actually, can somebody look up the last FIFA game for the PS3?
I'm doing it right now. I'm literally typing it in.
FIFA 11 or FIFA 12. It was something like crazy.
The last FIFA game for the PS2 was FIFA 14.
Holy shit!
FIFA 14. FIFA 14.
FIFA 14. So think about it this way: FIFA 14 would have came out after the PS4 came out.
We're old.
Because PS4 came out in 2013.
FIFA 14 came out on September 24th of 2013. PlayStation 3 had been out at this point.
Yeah, and it was like what, a month before the PS4 came
The
out.
last PlayStation 2 game was 10 years ago. What the fuck?
Because people buy FIFA. People will buy FIFA if it was on their foot. If they attach an LCD screen to their foot, they would want to play FIFA.
Foot jobs, let's go.
AG, no, don't say that again.
Oh, I'm sad. No, but no, like
Worry about your cough. Please hydrate.
yeah,
I'm
don't
sad.
worry, I'm drinking. No,
I got water right by me. I'm good.
Okay.
KG, you're not coughing, but yeah, you should be hydrating too.
there you
All
go.
right, now you should hydrate.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, guys. Hold up. Wii was launched and the company. The last game released for the Wii was Retro City Rampage DX plus the Shakedown Hawaii, which released on July 9th, 2020. 3 years ago.
Why was that title so long?
Retro City Rampage DX and the Shakedown.
Yeah.
Bruh, that sounds like a whole sequel.
Yeah,
It sounds like an isekai.
Yeah. So yeah.
3 years ago.
Yeah, because so we're talking about 13 years. I mean, that reminds me of the Atari 2600 games that they continue to make. Because you think about it, the Atari 2600 came out in 1977. The last games to be released, actually they stopped production in 1992, which is 15 years, and they were still making consoles up until 92. And the last game probably came out in like 1989. But still, you have to consider, the longevity of a lot of these systems. But now the Wii, it's like, well, it's getting close. That's 13 years.
God damn.
14 actually.
That's
No, because it came
nuts.
14 because it
Insane.
came out in 2006.
So long.
Absolutely. Now, before we continue any further, Cosmic, you mentioned this in the chat, and I think it's only appropriate that you get to share this news, I think. Regarding what we were talking about just now in the Discord chat. I didn't even recognize this at all until you just told me this. I knew there was something happening, but I didn't even expect it. Do you want to share that? with the peeps?
Well, so for those of you who didn't know, if you're working with Starlight, you had the option to potentially get front paged. And we are front paged for everybody that is currently active viewers of talk show and podcasts.
Yay! We did it!
Damn.
If that is a recurring thing, you might see us on the spinning wheel on the Twitch front page.
Hell yeah. If anybody gets pics of that, though, send it to us. I would love to have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just feels a certified
we're gonna
podcast.
frame it on our walls, and we're gonna gawk at it.
Absolutely, bro. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
We're gonna gawk at it like we're fucking Rembrandt or something.
Big boy accomplishment.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so cool.
It's like that time I framed my check, and then I forgot to actually put the check.
I thought you just it as a check. That's the same one. Yeah, you're gonna go. Yeah, it's like ooh, the pen.
It is.
Oh, I'm check number 4. Ooh.
Ooh.
Fuck. Like, I don't even like isekai, but that sounds awesome.
Oh lordy. Oh man, but going back to that story though, TSS with the Nintendo World Store.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
There was another thing I also bought, which is Wii U related actually. So this is a game I thought we were actually no, it wasn't. We're gonna play. It was based off the franchise. Yoshi's Woolly World. During the time when it released, they had like these woolly Yoshi amiibos.
Yes.
And there were 3 colors. There was the green, the pink, and the blue. Great ones. I have all 3 of them here just chilling. But the most important one, the hardest one to get at that time was the big boy, the big Yoshi.
Yes.
And thank God they had it in that store. And I immediately, first thing I got my hands on in that store when I was in there was the Yoshi. I had to immediately yoink that because they were super limited in quantity, and I saw it right there in that instant. I'm like, no, let me just grab this boy, and I still have it sealed up in its box right there in the back, just chilling there. I think I even showed it once before during the stream.
Yes.
It's one of my prized possessions next to the gold Mario amiibo I still have up there as well. It's just a nice thing to possess, man. And I love I love the giant Yoshi. I'm never gonna use it because God, I don't even know what you're supposed to use it for at this point. But it's just a cute collectible to own, man.
Yeah, exactly. And we're really like really thankful that we had this opportunity because, to be in the ranks of meeting like execs and meeting Charles Martinet and being able to tour the store before it was before it was, I wouldn't say trash, but I would say like before everybody
Damn.
before there were like tons and tons of foot traffic. It was a great experience. It was great to just to see the launch, and
Absolutely.
that's why I love going to these events.
And it was a
And
fun
I'm
time.
really
It was a
thankful.
wonderful time all throughout. So I thank you TSS
Absolutely,
for that
yes.
as well. And
You're very welcome.
it's a fond 3DS and Wii U memory because that's during that era that I felt like it was appropriate to share. But now, since I got the chance to speak about that, I only feel it's appropriate for those here in the call as well to go ahead and maybe share a Nintendo 3DS or Wii U memory that they might have. So you know what? Let's start passing around the couch. Why don't we? Emmy, we'll begin with you first, buddy. Do you have a particular 3DS or Wii U memory that you think about?
I mean, for the Wii U,
We have memories for those.
Ew. Ew.
my memory
Skip
for the
her.
Wii U is
No,
selling
skip
it.
her. Oh, never mind. Come back. That was funny.
It's selling it. It was so bad. I always tell this story, but like selling my Wii U was Donnie is gonna make fun of me for this. So it was a fun day, okay? Because I didn't drive at this point, right? So I took the bus, right? And I had my Wii U in my backpack, right? And I put everything in the box, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go sell this thing. And I had a game too. I had Pokken, so I was like, I don't need this. It's okay. Pokken's broken. I don't need it.
Poken's broken. Hashtag Poken's broken.
Exactly. So I don't need it. It's okay. And then I remember going to GameStop, or technically EB Games at the time, because now it's GameStop here too. And I was like, hey, I want to sell my Wii U because I don't need it anymore. And they're like, okay, and they took it. And I was like, oh, how much am I getting for it? And they're like, I like $60. And I was like, what? I
Damn.
was like, I'm like, really?
Wow.
And
They
they were
gave you
like,
too much money.
yeah. Well, it's because I have the game too, and I was like, oh, so it would have been less if I didn't have the game. Okay. And that was awful. At the same point, I just didn't want to go back and just have my like Wii U carry that all the way back home, so I sold it. The worst part of that story is that you know how like the Wii U didn't come with a sensor bar because you had your Wii, which had the sensor bar, so that would just
Correct.
carry over to the Wii U. I
That's
put my
correct.
sensor bar in the box, and I sold my sensor bar. So there was a fine day where I just wanted to play with my Wii again, and I couldn't because there was no sensor bar, so I had to do the candle thing. So that was a fun day too. We almost
Why
got
does that
inspired.
work? Why does that
I don't
work?
know. Science.
What the fuck?
Infrared. Yeah.
light.
I felt like a scientist that day. I was like, yo, grade 10 chemistry did something for 5 minutes.
You
And then
fucking
you can-
caveman Nintendo Wii.
Yeah, but-
I did I wanted to play my Wii Fit, okay? I just wanted to be fit.
I had to burn down the house along with my calories, huh?
Yeah, but then I couldn't because like it stopped working at some point with the infrared. It's only good for like a little bit, and then it just doesn't work. That's my memories with the Wii U. I mean, I did enjoy Pokken though, so I'll say that was good. At
Poken's
least.
broken.
It is broken. 100% is broken. With the 3DS, I mean, the 3DS is how I got back into Pokemon, at least for the games, because I got my 3DS and then I got Pokemon. Did I get X or Y? I think I got X. Xerneas, Yveltal. I think I got Y. Did I get Y? What's
What
the red
fuck
one?
is happening to Emmy? It's
What's
the
what's
red
the
one. Is
red one?
the red one's
Yveltal,
Pokemon
right?
Y.
Okay, so I got Y, and that's how I got back into the games. And I was like, "Whoa,
What was that?
was this always easy?" I don't know. I'm like, "Was it always this easy?"
Always has been. The guy with the gun. Guy
So
with the gun right behind Emmy.
no, I mean, hey, I really enjoyed Pokemon Y. Okay, I thought it was good. I thought it was way too easy, but I liked the Pokepuffs and I liked the fashion. I thought that was nice. I didn't like the Livio City power outage. That was stupid. But
Oh, yeah.
I did enjoy my 3DS, and one good memory I do have is I did have my 3DS in high school, so I would play Smash Bros at lunch with friends. Groot, if you're in the chat, you're one of those people. And then also in my history class, there would be like random people just at a group just playing, so I would play with them. So that was fun too. But yeah, Smash Bros. Smash Bros was a good time, and I would get
that would get destroyed. But you know what? It was fun.
Damn.
That's it though. I mean, there's probably more, but yeah, fun times. Yeah.
Aw. Well, thanks for
Yeah.
sharing your memories on that one, buddy. All
Of
right.
course.
Let me go ahead and pass it on over to Cosmic, who's right next to you there. You got any memories of the 3DS or Wii U you like to share, buddy?
Well, yeah, I guess. So, for the Wii U, I love my Wii U. I still play it. Like, I'm probably the only one in the world that still plays the Wii U, but I still play with my Wii U. I have Wii Fit on it, so that was what helped me.
It must be cranking numbers because that's the only game I hear about.
I love Wii Fit. It's so fun.
Fit. Yeah, and I have
My aunt loves Wii Fit.
Yeah, well, no, Wii Fit, Zumba, and Just Dance were the 3 games. Oh, and well, also Star Wars on Connect, but like those were like the 3 games I would always play, and that helped me lose my weight when I was trying to lose weight. So I'm very thankful to my Wii U. I mean, I played them also on Wii, but the problem with the Wii was, I hated I hated some of the motion control on the Wii, like, because for some reason it didn't register on where the bar was for it,
Yeah.
as well as the Wii U. So I was able to have more success with it on Wii U. So I am very thankful to the Wii U. So guys, if people say you can't lose weight playing video games and get healthy, they're wrong because I did it. And then for my 3DS, I mean, I still play that thing religiously. I actually have it on right now, right next to me. I'm at over like an obscene amount of hours in Rune Factory 4. I've had this discussion before with you guys. But it's part of my nighttime routine is I open up my 3DS and I play on my farm for a little bit. And yeah, I enjoy life. That's all I'm doing. And I love my 3DS. It's like my baby and I take it everywhere I go. And I have no shame in admitting that.
For shame, Cosmic.
I have no shame. No shame.
It's all good. It's all good, buddy.
Actually, gonna tell us you have your DS still. Ugh.
I do still have my DS.
I
Actually,
have my DS still too as well. I don't know why I'm talking shit.
DSi.
Yeah.
I never got that. But I got the I have the Nintendogs version of the DS and I have a pink version of the DS. But
Wait.
my 3DS is also pink.
Do you guys have Flipnote Studios? The best thing to exist.
Oh, you mean the best animation studio on
Yes.
demand?
Yes.
Yes.
It's so good. That's also a core memory. Just flip those studios.
Oh man, let me pass it on to some of the homies as well. Then, was that all you had to say for
Yeah,
that?
that's all I
buddy?
got.
Yeah, man, but that one game that you spent quad digit number of timing, bro.
Oh, it's more than quad.
Quint timing. There you go.
There you go. There you go.
Jesus Christ. Well, I can't say that. I've had games where I've spent that much time too. So.
I mean, I've been playing it like religiously since the game came out in 2013. So
Oh man, but here, let me pass it on to a homie here. I know TSS and I kind of shared, but I know maybe TSS has his own separate memories on 3DS and Wii U. So if you have anything you'd like to share about your experiences with the 3DS.
So we're gonna start with the Wii U first because it was actually the first console that I bought with my own money since the N64. It was also the first time I ever used Kmart layaway because I bought the Zelda Wind Waker version and ended up paying that over, I think, 4 payments. And then when I finally got it, it was a great experience. Now, of course, the Wind Waker was digital, but at least the Zelda Wii U gamepad still is one of the most beautiful controllers that exists today. But that's just one memory. Another now for the 3. Now I'm gonna do exclusively 3DS now. Because there's multiple memories. Number one is the X and Y launch at Nintendo World at the time. That was that was the time where I was in the press box or the press area, just hanging, chilling out all night while they had all the stuff going on in Rockefeller Plaza.
I'm so sorry, TSS. I thought you were gonna say chilling and relaxing. Oh, cool.
Yeah,
It's
but
extreme.
but we ate in fucking Philly.
I know.
But it's like, but
now, don't come
but
for
also,
Philly.
what made that really
Oh my
special was
God.
that just before the midnight launch, I was able to say hi to Masuda via iPad because they bought it up to the box, the press box. And I remember saying, hello to, because they had Masuda there via the iPad, and then when they did the countdown, they just turned the iPad so I could watch the live stream and stuff. And that was a really fond memory. Another memory would be um the let's see, the I'm sorry, the Oris launch, because that was at the same time as the Smash 4 launch for the Wii U. So I ended up getting that. I ended up getting the $100 pack with the controller and the USB adapter. Um, yeah, and actually, I remember seeing Etika there as well. Rest his soul. And then the final memory that I have for the 3DS was I had brought the 3DS to my 3DS XL to Japan a couple of times, the first couple of times. And the second time I had bought the first time I had bought a special, I think, Yokai Watch cover for it. It was white and it had like Nudari and freaking Enma, King Enma on it. And then in 2018, when I was there, they had at the Pokemon Center, and I remember going to Yokohama, they had a distribution of Beware, exclusive Pokemon Center, exclusive Pokemon Center Beware distribution. I have a picture of that, and that again is one of my favorite memories. And of course, getting all of the street passes from all the Japanese people, that was great too. That was helping out, fill out the world of street pass, because you wanted to get every like area of the country so you can get the puzzle pieces and crap. And it was a real cool experience. Street pass, I'd say, is one of the best things that Nintendo has ever done. And realistically, I cannot thank them enough for giving me a reason to bring my 3DS with me everywhere I went. During all iterations that I had purchased back in the day. So Nintendo, thank you. Now let us fucking preserve the games and don't be a bitch about it. Thank you.
Oh,
To be fair,
Yo.
he brings a fair point only because of the fact that who was it? Gerard the Completionist. He made a video of him buying every single 3DS and Wii U game.
He ended up
Jared-
spending like $18,000 or some shit, and I'm like,
oh my God.
are you stupid?
Damn.
Oh no,
Jared
that
the
no. See,
Finishist.
go on.
I said, Jared the Finishist.
No, but like the thing that really sold it for me, that whole thing in regards to like it being a struggle, is that apparently Nintendo had some pretty tight restrictions on how much money you could spend on that thing, and to the point that if you spend so much, they could just straight up put you on hold for like a while. And it's crazy to me to see that. But I do love, because he did do the whole preservation thing. Mine to what you said, TSS, because he actually purchased all of the games for the 3DS and Wii U, and I believe he's giving them specifically to a place that is known to preserve all of these units. So
All right, so that means we're gonna have all the DLC and we're gonna have all the updates and everything preserved.
yep, they're all preserved there in that 3DS thing, except for the ones that were unfortunately removed.
Yeah, except the ones that were delisted, because there have been games that have been delisted because of licensing problems and other things.
Yep, so it's pretty cool with that.
Yeah, and
Alright.
also, I understand people want to take the legal route, but why are you spending money on a service that is shutting down? Because you're not going to be able to download it again. I don't think so. I think I think it is still up, but you can't buy anything. Because I think people are blowing that out of proportion. Because I think the service is, and I'm not 100% sure, but you can no longer make purchases. But is the entire shop down? Like you cannot even access it anymore, to the point where you can't even re-download anything. Because if that is the case, then too bad. I'm really sad about that. But then again, though, the Wii Shop had the same fate, so I'm not, and the Nintendo Wi-Fi service was also had the same fate. So I'm not really surprised. But thank goodness for game preservation. And by the way, let archive.org. Archive.org is putting in the appeal for their existence, and we should really support them because archive.org is one of the kings of preservation of not just video games but all media. Like, for example, they should actually put into the courts that, hey, Stuart Chaffee put his entire archive of the Computer Chronicles from 1984 until fucking 2001 or 2002, and they should fucking have that still there, and it should still exist because the producer, the guy who fucking made the program, uploaded it legally to that website. So therefore, it deserves to fucking live.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Preserve the video. Preserve media. Preserve video games.
The jury has spoken.
Yeah, they said, and I quote, "Ye." So there you go.
You will not receive the death penalty.
Excuse? No, I'm just kidding. But Tyrone, actually, since they're talking with you, what about you, buddy? Do you have any 3DS or Wii U memories that you'd love to share?
I would love to tell y'all some, but I think my 3DS's memory has been eaten by nothing but Pokemon X. So,
not Crystal?
No. Crystal came out later in the eShop. Like real later in the eShop. Pokemon X has the most hours, because you can do that thing. You know, you can do that thing in Nintendo where you can find out using your Nintendo account online which game you've played the most of.
Yeah.
I did that, and Pokemon Crystal has like 500 hours or some shit. I mean, not Pokemon Crystal, Pokemon X and Y, Pokemon X more specifically, has like 500 fucking hours. Now, the reason this is the case is because you guys know I do competitive battling. Now, competitive battling has been shite in Diamond and Pearl and in Black and White. It got a little better in Black and White, but it was shite the whole way through. It was very limited. You can only battle people with the same friend code as you. The plaza in Platinum wasn't anything to be like happy about. Black and White had infrared, but it was very conditional. It was garbage. It was hot garbage. Then XY came, and Emmy, you're right. The game was easy as fuck, easy as hell. But that's not what I'm concerned about. I didn't care about that.
And also, it was an open game technically.
Yeah, what I cared about was the online. Man, I spent so many hours on competitive Pokemon in XY, breeding and fucking making like this perfect team. And this was back when Talonflame had the ability Gale Wing. It still has Gale Wing, but back then Gale Wing had the ability to be used whenever, where nowadays it can only be used when Talonflame has full health. So Gale Wing was just going in and, oh man, teams and competitive, and Pachirisu had won world championships at that point. Man, if you are a Pokemon fan during the 3DS's were like pretty much release with XY, it was the High Prof said it. The PSS was so good, man. Man. Then Oras came out, and I didn't give a shit about Oras, but that online was still the X and Y online. So yeah, man, I played that game so much, I ran out of shit to do. So I started catching like scatterbugs from different countries, so I can get the different color Vivillons. And then I wound up with one Vivillon that had compound eyes, so Sleep Powder wouldn't miss. So it was destroying motherfuckers on ranked. Oh my god! And also, you could the 3DS lets you record your Pokemon battles, so you can keep them in the files and save them. Oh man, I love that shit so much. And then the eShop opened up, and then the virtual thing opened up, so you could buy like Game Boy games and SNES games and shit. Oh, that was perfect. Pokemon Puzzle Challenge came out around that time. I was like, yes. And we got Pokemon TCG for the Game Boy Color. Oh my, it was perfect. It was perfect. It was perfect. And it can also play DS games. Now, I should probably rewind a bit and tell you guys why I bought the 3DS. You were fighting Vivillon and anything goes. Anyway, the reason I bought the 3DS is because my DS, I still have my DS, but it broke. The touchscreen broke. You can still play the Game Boy. I can still play my Game Boy Advance games on it because they have the slot at the bottom. But for all intents and purposes, it's useless to play DS games. So I'm like, shit, I need to buy another DS. The DSi had already come out, but I didn't like the DSi. I don't know why. Something about it, I just didn't like it. I looked at it, I was like, nah, fam, that's stupid. And I'm like, wait a minute. They're gonna make, like, the next Pokemon game on something that's not this. I know it is. Because at this point, we already got, like, Diamond and Pearl, Platinum and Heart Gold, Soul Silver. I'm pretty sure they're not gonna make any other Pokemon games for this thing. So I just went and bought, like, the next thing. I'm like, what's the next thing? 3DS. I'm like, I'll take it. I'll take it. So then I bought a 3DS. I actually thankfully found one used, actually. But it was, like, slightly used. Like, I think a kid touched it once. And I guess they were bad because they got it taken back or some shit. I don't know. But I got the 3DS. And at first, nothing came. But I was surprised because I got to watch, like, this Kirby episode on it. Like, I don't know. Why was I able to watch a Kirby episode on the 3DS?
Because they had like the Nintendo channel at one point.
Yes, they
that's
did.
why.
Yes, they
That's
did, and
why.
also had exclusive 3D content as well.
Yeah, that's why.
Because people forget how great the 3D.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember? This isn't anything about the 3DS, but do you guys remember, like, back on, like, the Game Boy, they had with Cartoon Network, they made different episodes of their shows and they put them on a cartridge. You were able to play
Yeah, the Game Boy Advance.
I remember
and
that.
interestingly
Game Boy
enough, the
Advance.
Game Boy, because the Game Boy Advance, the crazy thing about it was Game Boy Advance video does not work in the Game Boy Player because there's a special flag.
Damn.
But yeah, and then when I played the 3DS, there's a slider that lets you change it from 3D to not 3D. I slid it down and never slid it up ever again. To this day, it's still down. I think it's down so long. If I try to slide it up now, it's just gonna be stuck. Because I hate the gimmick. I hate 3D. But
I hate it for the passion.
It hurts my
I
eyes.
didn't like it either.
It hurts my eyes. Anyway, so I slid it down and I never slid it up to this day. It's been down for well over a decade. Because I don't give a
Sounds
fuck.
about right.
Yeah.
And plus it actually like kills the frame rate on XY. So
yeah. So then I was playing that, and then after that, I just play Pokemon X majority of the time. There's a huge library this thing has, which is why I love it so much. But I played Pokemon X the whole way through. Like that was just my game. Like that was the game. And again, not for the game itself. The storyline's easy as shit. But the online was so good. It was such a great time to be a competitive battler back then. I loved. I need another. We need Pokemon to be back to that online again. That competitive online was goated. That's why Pachirisu won that year.
Oh, thank you, Fire Snipes, for the Prime, buddy.
But yeah, 3DS eShop. Thank you. You had a crap ton of games too. Like I bought so many games from that. It was great because I didn't have to go to a fucking store late at night or anything. I could just buy it from my home. In the sales.
Well, yeah, it also means that games don't stay forever broken.
That is true as well.
That's true. It
Yeah,
is.
because it was the first Nintendo handheld console to allow for patching of games.
Truly, Nintendo 3DS at the time, at least, was something remarkable. No, I'd like to believe that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so okay, let's continue passing on the homies. I think the next one we got is our buddy Nessa. If she has anything she'd like to share for Nintendo 3DS and Wii U memories, according to you, though. Go on.
And real quick, Cosmic, much like you, I'm playing my 3DS right now. I'm playing Pokemon Crystal.
Yeah. See, I'm not alone.
No, well, yeah, I even have my here 3DS as well, and that's why I was talking about the Fates thing. I wanted to see my girls.
Meanwhile, I have my fucking Chinese handheld here.
I told you if you find me one in pink, I'll join you.
Did you find one in pink yet?
No.
Okay.
then I can't join you.
No, yeah. Well, the problem is we have to get one. We have to get one that's actually worth buying, and that doesn't exist yet.
Look, TSS, we have a solution. You can just pick one out for me, and I'll let you paint it.
No.
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 Who do you think I am, Van Gogh? Like I don't fucking
You're
paint
painting
shit.
a block, bro.
Pokemon Van Gogh. Let's.
What? I mean,
Let's
you have
go.
a lot of talent. Maybe this is a secret one.
I hate that Pokemon Art Academy called themselves Art Academy. They could have called themselves Pokemon Van Gogh.
I almost painted my fucking room lime green and almost fucking blinded myself by turning on a light. So I ain't good. I'm good at painting.
Well, this will be different. This will be pink. This isn't lime green.
Lime pink. There we go.
That's worse.
Don't put that in the world, KG.
I'm pretty sure it exists. You can look it up on Google.
Lime pink. I hate.
Well, pink
hate
lemonade exists, and lemonade is yellow. So tell me that, Batman.
Oh,
lime pink.
Actually, okay, hot pink limes. They're kind of cute.
Oh, I just
Yeah,
clicked lime
let's
pink.
go.
There you go.
I told you.
I click lime pink and it's gross. I hate the color. It looks like
It is not a gross color.
it is a gross color. I'm showing you the color right now. It's gross.
It's like a muted pink.
It looks like a burnt pink. Like somebody burned their pink.
Alright, let me look at
It looks
this.
like somebody left their pink in the oven too long. I put it in the Discord. Don't worry.
Okay.
Oh, that looks cute.
It's not bad.
Shit.
It's not bad. It's like a muted. Yeah.
I would paint.
It looks
a
like
room
somebody
with this.
dropped their pink in some mud.
I would paint a room with that color.
That looks like the color of a human shaded skin in an anime.
Not those.
Now that looks better though.
Ooh.
To be fair, the one that you posted looked like as if they just got an actual yellow and then just used the hue and just transferred
Yeah.
it over to pink.
Probably, but they're still pretty.
Oh, absolutely. It looks great.
Yeah.
Okay, but Nessa, let me go pass it back on to you, buddy. Now, here's the
Yeah,
thing
please.
with you, Nessa. You have no Wii U memory apparently, so
No.
that's out of the window.
Yeah, because apparently when I first
Shit, I
saw
was
the
supposed to
commercial,
talk about my Wii U memories. Well, Nessa, just fill in for me.
Good job, you did it. Oh man, but
no,
no-
I was gonna, because I was like, I never got the Wii U because the first time I saw the commercial, I wasn't convinced at all. Like, I was. Yeah, so so that was like, nope, sorry, it's a ripoff.
I love that. The Wii U, Nessa goes, nope, not buying it.
Yeah, I was basically what like 100 million other people said too. So, but
I like to believe that Nessa brought a cult of people to just not buy the Wii U.
oh yeah, no one I knew had it. So
She's the reason the Wii U didn't sell well because she got rallied a bunch of people together to not buy it.
no, but I did have a 3DS though.
Nessa straight said, speak with your vote with your wallets.
Oh my god.
Go
Okay,
ahead,
but
Nessa.
no, so I did own a 3DS though, and I think I remember when I think I actually came a little bit late in the game. So I remember when I first got my 3DS, I got it like maybe I think it came out like 2011, I believe.
Yes.
3DS.
February
bought it-
2011.
Yeah, I bought it 2 years later. So I didn't exactly had it like right when everyone else had it. But ever since I had my 3DS though, I didn't think I was gonna enjoy it so much. And it was probably one of the first times I actually was getting back into gaming because I basically like stopped for a while between I'll say between like 2008, 2009 till 2013. So I kind of wasn't really playing much, like very, very little, just mainly Pokemon games. But I remember like for that 3DS, I was able to buy Mario Kart 7, which was my first Mario Kart game I played in years. So then I remember playing it, and then I had so much fun with that. That was like one of my favorite games, and then I ended up like falling in love with the tracks and everything. And with the 3DS though, since the street, I got really into the street pass, so I think that's probably have the most memories from. So with the street pass thing, I end up loved using that feature because like I would just have it on and hoping I'd pass by somebody, but obviously around my area, no one really had a 3DS around my area, so that I started taking it to conventions. And when I go to conventions, oh my god, like you get like a shit ton of passes because everyone bring their 3DSs, and I would get so excited just to bring it, and then I would get probably like maybe like 300, 400 passes. every time I go, and so I really like, and then I'd be excited, like, oh, hello, 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 and then I was like hoping I find somebody who came from the other side of the world, so that I could fill up my world, the world map, because I remember I managed to fill most of them, except for I think a couple countries like that probably more so obscure, so that. So I would like make it as my goal to fill up like much as I can. So then conventions were like a great place for me to go. So anytime I had my 3DS, I would go with it. So so me and my 3DS will be everywhere. And I remembered, and I kind of remember one time too, because of the 3DS, I actually joined this venue called Chicago Street Pass that like held in the downtown every few weeks. So me and my friend would go to downtown, and then at the time though, I was looking for more people who played 3DS. So I was looking for someone to trade for Pokemon because I had Pokemon X and Y, and then it was like my first time I decided to complete my decks. So then I would go to this event, and then I met so many people there, and I was able to make a lot of good memories from there. From like I got to battle with people, I got to try out new games, and I got to like find up some little things that I never knew about. So I end up just like had it like so much fun with it, and even from the Chicago 3DS 3DS meetup of this, I met one of them who's actually now pretty popular now on Twitch. I believe in Twitch and YouTube, Roger Base. So before he got
Oh, my
famous,
homie, bro. I haven't.
yeah,
Really? Oh,
yeah,
I'm actually now thinking about it. I think you talked about this a while back. I forgot
yeah.
when you got this discussion going on before, but I remember you mentioned him. Huh.
Yeah, I met him before he moved to LA. So he used to live in Chicago. So that's where I met him. And then I think at the time though, he kind of was already pretty much well known, but not as big compared to now. So then I remember like people were like, "Oh, hey, it's Roger Face, it's Roger Face." Like people got excited seeing him. So I remember. I don't think he'll remember me much though, because it's been so long. Maybe like if I probably mentioned him about the Chicago Street Pass, then he'd probably be like, "Oh, that." Like, but yeah, so that's where I met him, and I met him and a lot of other people there. So I had a blast with my time on the 3DS there, and I'm trying to, and then I remembered with Pokemon X, I've completed my Pokedex, so I was super happy that because of the 3DS meetup, so I was super happy. I got to battle competitive for the first time too, with other people, and I would never forget that one memory where I was basically I didn't have any experience like doing competitive battling until Tyrone gave me some lessons more, but I was basically a noob, and I remember I was just using my in-game team, and somehow I managed to get like I think we were battling against like 16 people, and I managed to get top 4 somehow because of my Sylveon. And so I guess because my Sylveon isn't considered competitive like stats, like so I didn't train it like that, and then so my Sylveon had a bit more buff in defense. It saved me a couple times, and then even like I beat this one guy who probably was not. He was expecting he was gonna win, and then my Sylveon.
Nobody was expecting to run a physically defensive Sylveon on set. What the fuck?
No, with 4 HP, and I was able to win that match, and so I was able to advance to the top 4, but I didn't make it through. But I kind of always remember by Sylvia. I'm like Sylvia, you're my lifesaver.
Always trust the pink, buddy. It'll always get you everywhere.
Oh yes,
I agree. Always trust Pink.
Indeed.
Oh yeah, Sylvia was. Sadly, I don't have that Pokemon partner anymore because
It blew up.
No, no,
No.
no. Sadly, a few years about I think it was like 5-6 years ago, my Pokemon games were stolen. So I lost like any progress from I think up to that point to XY because I did transfer from Emerald, Diamond, Pearl, and Black and White up to that point. So I lost like all my Pokemon. So basically, I essentially had to start over. Since so yeah, so then ever since Sun and Moon came out, then I think ever since X and Y, I kind of made the mission to catch all the Pokemon. So that explains my origins of why I would go in there and then be concentrated, just catch all 400 and complete my Pokedex.
Hey, let's go.
So, but yeah, that's my story there.
Yeah, nice story. I think the beautiful thing about it, when just hearing everyone's stories so far anyway, obviously we still got more buddies to hear their stories from, but so far just seeing that everybody had something different going for them. If it's not for the Street Pass, it's for a particular game or a franchise, or being introduced to a franchise, or even being responsible for getting you into events and all that. I think that's just the beauty of the 3DS handheld system and how open it really is when it comes to accessibility and, most importantly, introductions to just anything. Like Street Pass, we never even dabbled upon Street Pass at all, and Street Pass was the shit, bro. So like, but it all depended on like how well or how willing you were to commit to using one, and if you were really willing to go to all these conventions and locations where people would gather around. I'm telling you, if the 3DS was like a new thing now, mix that with Pokemon Go.
Oh my god.
That would have been it. That would have been the big moment right there, I feel. But alas, I don't think it's happening. But there is another homie though. Actually, thanks Nessa once again for sharing your stories on that.
You're welcome.
But there's another homie who has to also go ahead and share his story as well, I'd like to believe. Terrell, are you there, buddy?
Oh, hey.
Hey, buddy.
Good
Hey,
evening.
Terrell.
Actually, I'm being real with you. I thought y'all were already in the review section. I did not realize that we were still in the.
Oh no, you hella early.
Why? Look, whatever.
We got like 10 minutes left before the review. I'll be honest with you.
Okay, that's fine. So Wii U and 3DS, or
yeah, Wii U and 3DS memories.
Okay, so I didn't get the Wii U until 2013. So I technically had my 3DS first. I got the 3DS XL, the big blue one. I got it from mainly because the 3DS had a really rough first year anyway. That's why they did that whole ambassadors program. It was kind of an apology to early adopters of the 3DS, where you can get a bunch of retro games, which is kind of makes those 3DSs kind of rare now because that was the only way you could get those games is if you were part of the ambassador program.
Oh man, that was the only way you could get like Yoshi's Island, I think, on the 3DS.
No, it was the only way to get GBA games on 3DS.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yoshi's
Special
Island,
run.
Yoshi's Island GBA. Just be specific. So yeah.
Mario World 4. I think.
But but I didn't get it
Super Mario
until
Advance 4.
late 2012.
That's a good.
Mainly for two reasons. One, the XL model was announced, which is what I wanted, and then two, I had a couple of games lined up. The 3DS for me marks a lot of me finally getting into certain IPs that I've been interested in but never got a chance. Kid Icarus Uprising is still one of the best games on that platform. I don't give a fuck. I hate that it's only on the 3DS, but it's such an amazing game, and it's the reason why Pit and Palutena and all those characters have as much character as they do now.
Pit needed the damn 3DS. He needed it.
Sakurai I appreciate Sakurai. I just wish he would stick with the IP, damn it. But I get it. You don't want to stick with something too long. I mean, I already know he's somewhat getting some burnout with Smash. Fire Emblem became my true love on that console because I had dabbled in a little bit of Fire Emblem, but it wasn't until Awakening in 2013 in the States where I really got to like mess with it, and I've essentially the 3DS. I played every Fire Emblem game on that console: Awakening, Fates, and Echoes. I will openly say this is Echoes is some bullshit, but I know people don't care because they don't like their anime and their fantasy games, so that's a whole other thing.
Anime and my fantasy game.
It's also the first Kirby game I had finished in a while because I tried to buy what's it called on the Wii? Kirby shoot. What's the actually I forget what it's called on the Wii. No, the Wii the one before. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, the
Darn.
That game bores me to tears. And
Kirby.
I couldn't
Never mind.
Damn.
Kirby's Epic Yarn, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, Epic Yam. I love that game.
Epic Yams, yeah.
I get the point of it. It just wasn't for me.
KG, we can never pronounce a Kirby game correctly.
They don't pronounce anything correctly. That like this is a game.
No, every time we never call Kirby, we always call Kirby and the Gotti.
Yeah,
Kirby
the Forgotten.
First off, Tyrone, don't act like this is a Kirby specific thing. You know,
But it's commonly with Kirby.
It's commonly with Kirby.
Okay. Yeah. So I didn't get much further through that game. That game is meant to be like a cozy, chill game, but for me personally, it's just boring. I can't play a game that feels like there's no point to it because you can't die in that game. Like it's
you
literally no.
Can't.
Really?
It's what happens when you get hit in Kirby's Epic Yarn. You lose jewels. Oh.
Yeah, you can't die in that game. So I picked up not Planet Robobot, Triple Deluxe. And I thought that was a good time.
Yo, you should have picked up Planet Robobot. That's like the definitive Kirby game, bro.
No. My problem.
Those games literally just Smash Brothers, but everybody mirrors Kirby's.
No, what?
Well, didn't Sakurai make us Kirby game where it's Smash Brothers, but it's just Kirby?
Yeah, but you're talking about Kirby the Fighters.
Yeah.
No, but no, those were traditional Kirby.
Kirby Fighters with a Z at the end.
Oh my God. But yeah, that Castlevania Mirror of Fate, which was pretty good, and then obviously the Pokemon titles. Although I would say this was probably my second lull of Pokemon. I don't know if I've expressed it, but I went through like two major lulls with the games. The first lull is Gen 4. Gen 4 was just a lull for me in its entirety. The anime, the games, even the console adaptations, because we got fucking Battle Revolution, which is a fucking pitiful excuse for a stadium-ish type of game. The second lull was on the 3DS. And granted, now, for X and Y, I did put in the most amount of hours. That was me genuinely trying to get good.
When you beat the game, there's nothing to fucking do afterwards.
Well, that was me genuinely trying to get good at competitive. And then almost every other 3DS game, it got progressively worse. I don't think I ever finished Oros during like the normal time frame. Like I got all the way up to the 8th gym, and I just checked out.
Huh? And I was like, just remember something. I believe Pokemon XY was the last game where all the Pokemon was in the game, right? All 6 of them.
No.
X and Y was the last one where I think they had Dex entries. I think Sun and Moon is where they removed it.
Sun and Moon is where they removed Dex entries.
But they were all in there though.
But you could still get the Mons. Yeah, they didn't. That didn't change until Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield was the first game you couldn't get everyone. And then I guess if you count Let's Go, because technically Let's Go was only supposed to be Kanto.
Nobody gives a shit.
No.
But Sun and Moon, and then I feel like I'm missing one. It's Oros, XY, Sun and Moon, and then Ultra Sun and Moon. Oh, Ultra Sun and Moon. Man,
we forget that game is because nobody gives a fuck about Ultra Sun and Moon.
The only thing that was Pokemon to me, the 3DS is probably the worst string of Pokemon games in my opinion.
He's right, sadly.
The one of them I did hate was like towards the end of Ultra Sun and Moon was that the last fight where he was a fucking bitch to kill.
Oh, you mean
Plasma? The level spike Pokemon? Yeah.
That one.
I had no interest. But the 3DS for me, I didn't do as much of the mini games, but I think that was probably the most I think the Wii U and 3DS were the most experimental generation for me in terms of the kind of games I played, because that was my first time I tried Tomodachi Life on the 3DS.
That game.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty enjoyable. I think it's not really
10 out of 10 game.
Then I
certified banger, absolutely.
We had some sleeper
Song
hits.
of Tomodachi Life.
I got into Dylan's Rolling Western, which for those who don't know is essentially a pretty much a Western themed tower defense action game. I fucking love to death, and it needs more love and support. And because I want it off the 3DS, I want it on the console. That's also when I got into playing the virtual console. I ended up playing Shantae. I went through all the Shantae games.
I was just gonna say, Terrell, I want to thank you and the 3DS. It's the only way I was able to play the first Shantae game, because if you try to play the first Shantae game without the 3DS,
Yeah, but to be real with you, I don't like going back to that game anyway. That's a personal.
Look at the price of that game on Game Boy cartridge. $400.
It was so weird. That game came out right, and the Game Boy Advance was already out when that game came out. It was ridiculous. But the 3DS, I think, as a gaming system, I played so much variety of stuff. Shout outs to Project Cross Zone. Game takes for fucking ever, but if you're a fan of like Bandai and Capcom related characters, it's a nice. But I'm not playing the second one. It took too fucking long. It took like 80 hours. Never again. Give some Wii U some love. The Wii U gets a lot of shit, and some of it's justified, some of it isn't. But I very much feel there's a lot of sleeper hits on the Wii U that don't get the love it deserves, and actually didn't start getting the love they deserve until they got ported to Switch. Some of them, not all of them, are ported to Switch yet. That's why the Xenoblade Chronicles X fans are in the back crying right now because they literally have no way to play that fucking game. But just to give a couple shout outs that aren't the traditional, Tokyo Mirage Sessions that got ported, still a great game, fucking love it. Xenoblade Chronicles X, obviously. Fatal Frame 5, I fucking adore. That was my first time playing Fatal Frame, and I never knew shooting ghosts with a camera with gyro is fucking amazing, which makes me curious how the Wii game port on Switch will play. I'm trying to think of the other stuff, because the other problem is that we went through like a weird period of like where there was nothing out. Like I remember buying it in 2013, and the games I wanted didn't come out until like the holiday of that year. So that's when you got 3D World, Sonic Lost World, Rayman Legends, and then I think the year after you got DK Tropical Freeze. There was a lot of platformers. If you're a fan of platformers, Lord Almighty, that you get your platformers. But then once we hit that groove in 2014 with Mario Kart, Smash, Bayonetta 2, we hit a groove, and I was enjoying myself. But man, the Wii U's biggest struggle is that there was a lot of dead zones where you just weren't playing a lot, and it also depends on what kind of gamer you were, also. But I very much still appreciate that in the 3DS a lot, because half of the titles that I'm into now is because I was willing to give them a chance on those two consoles. Like the reason why I even enjoyed Xenoblade was because I played X was the first Xenoblade game I ever played. I mean, no, beaten. Let me rephrase that. Beaten. And then Prime, same thing for the 3DS. Just I understand they have their faults and issues. I think the 3DS took like a year to get its shit together, but it kind of came back strong. The Wii U never really did, but the way I always look at it is that the Wii U had to fail for the Switch to succeed. So I always will give my credit to that console, regardless of the struggles it went through. And I meandered probably way longer than I should have, but yeah.
I mean, with the Wii U was like, I could not. There was nothing other than Smash Brothers that really like stayed with me with the Wii U. I played Pokken. I didn't play Splatoon. I played.
Oh no! I knew. I forgot something.
Splatoon, man, 2015. That was the shit.
That was absolutely the shit.
That was actually the game that I actually played the most on the Wii U. I played like 60 hours.
I played Pokken with the idea that like, I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this because I love Tekken and I love Pokemon. I played it with you guys, and then immediately stopped after we all stopped playing.
Yeah,
like immediately.
Tyron, that you just sound like a filthy casual Nintendo fan at that point. Then
it's not
play
about
it again.
The game didn't do a good job entertaining me. After
funny.
Y'all stopped playing, I'm like, I'm done with this shit. It's stupid.
I was talking to a friend today, and I was telling him about like, oh, what are you gonna do on spring break? And I was like, well, I got fucking Advance Wars in April, and I got Zelda in May. He's like, oh, what? Oh, the other Zelda came out? And I was like, yeah. I was like, oh, well, I only got my Switch for Pokemon. And I was like, fucking casuals. I hate it all. But that is the nature of the beast. It's kind of like people who buy PlayStation 5s for fucking Call of Duty and shit. It's the same thing. Pokemon is the Call of Duty for Nintendo fans. You can care nothing for any other IP Nintendo has. But
no, I thought it was Mario.
No, it's Pokemon.
I would say it's Mario.
No, because Mario's core games aren't like that. The only Mario games that are like that is
A lot
Party.
of Call of Duty fans don't go back and play older Call of Duties. I'm playing Pokemon Crystal as we speak.
Yeah, but you're like you play other things though. When I'm talking about a casual, I mean
I say Mario because Mario still has the same mechanics from when you pick it up to when you put it down. Like
No, but I'm
Mario's
saying-
always the same.
I'm saying you cannot be a Nintendo. You could not be a Nintendo fan and you would still pick up a Nintendo console purely for two things. You're picking up for now. If you had said Mario Kart, I would agree. I'm not gonna say just Mario though. It's like Mario Kart and Pokemon. Those are like the two most casual games. Those are also, I think, the two most successful titles on the Switch currently. Like Mario Kart has like over 52 million sales, and like I
say Mario only because you can look at Mario without any context and know it's Mario. Whereas Pokemon, if you play a Pokemon and someone goes, "What's that Pokemon?" In Call of Duty, you can look at Call of Duty and go, "That's a gun. That's a different gun. That's an MG47."
That's not.
That's Call of Duty, right? Yes, because you control guns. That's Mario, right?
Yeah, but
that is Mario. He jumps.
Tyrone, you're underrating. You're
Pokemon's like, what the fuck is Gold to Go?
You're operating under the context that like Pokemon is like a new IP or some shit. It's not. It's been around for over 20 years, for God's sakes. Like even if you don't know every mon, you'll recognize a couple. And remember, the 3DS era started that whole let's just put a bunch of classics in the fucking beginning of the game shit. So like even if you don't recognize Golden Go or fucking Sprigatito or some shit, you'll see fucking Pikachu be like, oh yeah, it's Pokemon. People literally, I know people who literally have bought a Switch just for Pokemon games.
Play Pokemon as an RPG, yeah, will be the Call of Duty of RPG.
I mean, yeah, but people don't even barely view it as an RPG. To be fair,
I was gonna ask you. You guys remember that meme a while back where they were saying, "Oh, Pokemon is meant for kids, but then it's actually adults playing," and then Call of Duty was meant for adults, but it's actually children playing for.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, I think the problem is, and somebody just pointed out. Ty actually called it out. Pokemon has more side game shit. Like Call of Duty. Does Call of Duty have a side game?
No, but Call of Duty comes out just as frequently. Call of Duty
more frequently, actually.
Actually, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
it's like
Call of Duty is almost like
yearly.
every 2 years. Yeah.
No, it's like almost yearly at this point.
Oh yeah. If it's not the Black Ops series, then it's definitely the Modern Warfare series.
Yeah,
people still play. People still forget that people still play Modern Warfare 1 from 2007 because that was the last Call of Duty game to have freaking dedicated servers that you can actually host yourself.
But my whole point is that Pokemon is considered the Call of Duty for Nintendo fans. If you're a casual and you haven't picked up a Nintendo system in like 6 years, if you see Pokemon, well, I grew up with that. I'll get it for my kid. That's literally the thought process.
Yeah.
I mean, I know people would take it as disrespect because people make the same joke about Call of Duty, but it is the reality. Every console has a casual IP that everybody knows. For Nintendo, it's Mario Kart and Pokemon. And by extension, that also means Mario. But like Mario's main games, I never would consider the casual content. It's always like it's always the side games. People always talk about the casuals talk about Party, the casuals talk about Kart, and then you got the Pokemon titles. But yeah.
Nice. Oh, hello?
I found it too.
Did you find, buddy?
This
Krabby Patty formula?
Let's see if I could.
The what, sir?
What?
I don't know.
Oh, what the heck?
Be on the phone, Karen.
Okay, I'll just link it.
We can't reference that. You know damn well we can't reference.
I think I censored myself.
Yes.
Yes, thank God.
But it's
damn it! I can't beat this. Okay, never mind. I'll try again later.
What a fool I've been.
Hold on a second. I'm just gonna go quietly and secretly put my.
This is
because
terrible, bro.
Because secretly means that nobody knows you're doing it, so that's already a failure.
Yeah, because you've
secretly.
You've announced
secret. You've got a secret.
The secret thing was.
You announcing it was the problem.
I got a question for the players, the ones who play. Did anybody actually use the gamepad in a way that they kind of wanted you to? They wanted you to like go in the bathroom and shit and like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
with Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. It was the
I'm
best
gonna be honest with
I
you.
love that game.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Really? I didn't think you enjoyed it. But it's pretty hard.
Maybe it's me. Maybe it's just me then. I never.
No, I liked it though. No. Okay, Tropical Freeze. I didn't play on the Wii U though. I play on the Switch.
Yeah,
Alright,
you
okay.
bought the Switch
I've
version. You
actually
spent $10 more than we did back in the day.
I've actually used the Wii mode on the on the Wii U gamepad.
I have to.
When I played it, I never I was always in the same room as the Wii U. I never took the gamepad anywhere. I never had a need to.
Tyrone, you were a filthy casual. At least with the Wii U anyway, specifically.
Yeah, but at least you didn't have to hook it up to the TV to play
Because the Switch's whole
that is absolutely true. Exactly.
Yeah, the Switch's whole gimmick was, hey, it's portable. Took that bitch everywhere.
But the thing with the Wii U gamepad though is that the battery was so bad, so you would have to constantly have it plugged in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's depending on how you use it, it could go up to 2 to 4 hours, I think, at best.
Yeah, it depends on the game.
The Switch is portable, and I'm like,
to be fair, that was my normal PlayStation.
If I went to a trip, if I didn't bring my Switch, I'm basically dead. I'm like, shit.
No, you got your 3DS at least.
I traded my Wii U in to get my Switch, and because of that, GameStop had a deal where if you trade in your Wii U to get the Switch, you take 40% off the Switch. So I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
but now you don't have a very rare Nintendo system that nobody really wants.
but now with
the prices of them bitches are gonna spike.
Yeah, the problem now is that now that the homebrew scene for the Wii U has completely blown open, you have a lot more things that you can do with the Wii U now.
Yeah,
I'm about to say the homebrew scene for Wii U has been a thing for a while now, though.
About I would say about 5 years.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta get back on the Wii.
But now it's easier than ever, and it's also safer than ever because it's very hard to brick it now, and also you can back up your Wii U NAND and everything like that.
Hey.
And yeah, Donnie said it. GTA 3 on the Wii U. Yeah, that's right, and also Vice City.
Classics.
Because we don't buy that dumbass fucking collection that came out.
because the
it was dog shit.
Because the ports of those, the reverse engineering project on those, or the porting of those, are better than what Rockstar did with the remasters.
I will always hate the fact that is Nintendo fans' first experience with those games on their console, and how they run. Oh, they run like ass. Gotcha. The games again. Oh, PlayStation 2. I shouldn't be fucking surprised.
Yeah, but that's why. Yeah, but that's why you don't. Put the code in the fucking Unreal Engine 4 and just press a fucking button instead of optimizing.
Yeah, it was a lazy ass port.
Yes.
And anyone who bought it suffered.
Yep. Not just on Nintendo.
Because you want.
Yeah, I agree.
Because you want Big Smoke's shoulder to go all the way down around his fucking hand. That's what you want.
I will say the Wii.
I want that.
I will say the one thing is that the Wii U generation also had a lot more of the more fun / creative Nintendo when it came to side shit. The Amiibo craze is something I very much took probably way too much part in than I should have.
Yes. So
that was a lot of me jumping between Target, Toys R Us, and Best Buy because I wanted certain characters. You gotta also remember with Amiibo, some of these characters had never had figures before. Some of these, so if I wanted fucking, also to me it was a novelty. Hey, can I get a Sonic figure that has the Nintendo fucking logo at the bottom? Bet. Do I need it? Oh hell no. But did I stand in line in Target to get it? Absolutely. I skipped work multiple times just.
What?
I went.
My man skipping work for toys.
I had
Absolutely.
I mean, there were websites that tracked when.
Yeah, the Amiibo trackers.
Amiibo trackers, absolutely. And I went to local GameStop here to fucking go for Wave 4, and I was in the GameStop 4 people behind, and that was the fucking day where GameStop servers completely fucking crashed.
Yes,
and I had to buy all 6 at the same time, and only 2 of us got the fucking package. That was it.
That was the worst feeling when you realized there was
8 or 9 people in the store, probably 10 people in the store, and me and one other person were able to get all the amiibos and
Hey,
man,
like the whole like all of them before it sold out.
Did you ever? There was a YouTube channel of a guy. His name was the Amiibo Hunter, whose whole thing was just like going like essentially he created a community behind hunting amiibos like during the early days of it.
Mm.
And that was some shit that like I didn't. You just get sucked into that culture. That was like the funnest shit.
I mean, it was the same. It was the same thing that was like 15 years ago with the guy fucking smashing the consoles.
Yes.
Smash my Xbox.com. You know all that shit. You know.
It was a vibe. I also remember. I don't know if y'all remember. It was during. I think it was 2013 or 2014's E3, where if you were in certain states, you could go to Best Buy and play some of the games that they were playing at E3.
Yes, they had because the Best Buy, because they had one here, but the Best Buy was like in fucking Woodside, Queens. Like, why the fuck would I want to go there?
How the what and the how what and the why the fuck?
Yeah, because and then besides, and from what I understand, the lines were like fucking 4 hours long. So
Oh, they were. They were long.
I don't miss those
But
days.
guess what? I still played the shit out of DK Tropical Freeze before the fucking game came out.
I mean, to be fair, Nintendo New York had the Nintendo World had the same problem too.
Yeah, of course. I appreciate
extremely early.
I appreciate that kind of shit because that shit died pretty much after the Wii U. You didn't get these like cool special little things. Now we've gotten into the more the homogenized gaming industry.
Well, actually, to be fair, we have like special demos and remember the test fires and everything.
Yeah. Well, dude, but remember
that.
But the test fire started from the era of Wii U, and we appreciated that shit like a motherfucker.
Yes, we did.
The only thing I don't miss from the Wii U era is the heavy amount of censorship a lot of their games had. A lot of their
cough Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
We don't listen. And we still didn't get the fucking DLC. It pissed me off.
Well, hey, it's 2023.
Skyrim. Didn't they have Skyrim censored? What the fuck was that about?
Well, now we are in 2023 and how the turns have tabled.
Yeah, because now it's the Sony consoles we don't trust.
Yeah, it's in Switch.
Censorship.
Switch was the era in which Nintendo was horny, and somebody goes, "Nintendo isn't horny. You're horny." It's like they're like grabbing you.
I just want you to acknowledge, ladies and gentlemen.
Pirate Mithra came out around that time.
Yeah, the thing that I loved the most, which was the weirdest thing, was when the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC came out. The game that was right next to it was like this hentai ogre shit that was available to also pre-order or something, and I was so thrown off at how that was next to Pokemon of all video games.
That was hilarious.
Well, yeah, that's like some fucking Family Mart fucking manga like grabber idol level shit right there.
Mm-hmm.
To have the shit out with no fucks given. Absolutely not.
I like the pause between shit and no fucks. I appreciate it.
We stand. But yeah.
No, oh, absolutely.
But yeah, 3DS and Wii U memories, definitely something. And to those who are hoping to get Xenoblade Chronicles X by any chance on the Wii U, I hope you guys downloaded the basic packs and all that stuff to run the game a little smoother because you can't do it no more if you want it. So yeah, it sucks. But hey, at least you could still play the game even if you didn't download the pack.
Pirate. Well, also CMU and all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
But same thing. You are a part.
Yes, the Nintendo of America localizations and shit have been something.
Time to get them in.
We are
motherfuckers.
We are what?
Fair.
No, it's a One Piece opening.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say.
No, yeah, but wait.
Oh, the crystal gems.
Oh God, no. We're gonna do that.
Damn.
Kevin.
Oh, okay. Wait,
Kevin, no.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. It's Steve. No, I'm just kidding. But all right, what do you guys say then? Shall we go have some fun with the final stuff for tonight?
No.
Yep. Right when 81 people showed up too.
Oh, Lordy.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a very interesting next hour, and 80 minutes. So prepare yourselves.
Hour and 80
You
minutes.
hour-
Yes,
Two
I know what I
hours and 20
said.
minutes?
I know exact. No, absolutely not.
Oh,
I
I
said,
No
no,
one-
I like Terrell's an hour and 80 minutes.
Not knowing how.
So we're
how-
gonna be
Yes.
104. So 140 minutes. So we're gonna be in around 2 hours.
Yeah,
Yes,
listen,
knowing-
man, I gotta
Yeah, the
wait.
cup of
Knowing, considering what this episode is and what it represents, you really think that the conversation is not going to go over like it usually does?
No.
Actually,
Damn it.
yeah. Well,
I
with
hate-
given the let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 peeps in this call.
And I'm by myself.
But I would say
Yeah.
about 70. I would say about 75 minutes.
All right, everybody, I'm gonna put a timer right now. You all got 3 minutes to talk about your final thoughts on these episodes. All right.
What the fuck?
So I hope you guys can do your best with this. I wish you all the best of luck. In fact, I'm gonna help you even better. We're putting in 2 minutes and a half. Never mind. I think it'll be better. So yeah, let's go ahead and try to do our best to cover as much as we possibly can, because honestly, I don't know if I could speak for everyone on this aspect here, but I think it's safe to say that it's not the episode that really hit the hardest. It was the fact that it ended, kind of thing. I don't know if that makes sense.
Agreed. It was the
Yeah,
realization. The
The
realization.
yeah, I think the realization itself carried this episode for me more than anything. But before we actually do continue any further, let's go ahead and at least talk about what this episode is truly about. So let's sit back, relax, and go and try to do our best to talk about everything that we can with the final episode of the journey for Ash and Pikachu, titled The Rainbow and the Pokemon Master. So, Ash has finally returned to Pallet Town and meets up with his old friends and Pokemon. However, when seeing him, Gary asks him a question of how close he is to reaching his goal of being a Pokemon Master now that he is a world champion. This is the dream Ash left Pallet Town with, and it causes Ash to think, will he be able to answer the question? The answer may surprise you. So, let's go ahead and discuss. And I'll begin real quick by saying, yeah, to me personally, the realization kind of hit the most for me with this one than it did with the episode. Is the episode bad? Not really. I mean, I feel like there were certain aspects about this episode that really paid off nicely for me personally. Like with the Team Rocket portion, I actually felt more emotional for the Team Rocket leaving than Ash and Pikachu. Only because of the fact that Team Rocket are tied to Ash. So wherever he goes, the Rockets have to follow no matter what. And since Ash is leaving, he essentially eliminated the Rockets from appearing again until he shows up at some point later down the road. But I will admit, though, I did like how they unified each other at the end for the final blasting off portion. And you got to see, what was it, the DP Mon and the X and Y Mon, Pumpkin and Carnivine together, which I thought was really touching there. And Wobbuffet all holding hands as they just blast off to who knows where. But to me, really, it was the emotional moment of knowing that Ash is gone. That's really it for me. I loved how they also kind of addressed a dub-only exclusive moment in this episode in some weird way as well. And I'm talking about with Pidgeot, which is the funniest thing to come out of this one. And that is the fact that, remember the joke that everybody kept saying about, oh yeah, I'll see him again, or I'll get him later, or something like that. And 25 years later, this bird has been out of the picture, only for it to finally come back in the last episode and keep
The
that
dub
promise.
air.
Yeah,
The dub air is actually Ash
Canon.
going- It's no, it's not. It's kind of. So Ash specifically goes, "We'll return back for you after we get the GS ball over to Professor Ivy." But I mean, technically, he did that already. A bunch of other shit happened. 20 years worth of shit happened.
Yeah. In the span of less than a year in the anime world, but for us it was 20-something years. So, but no, never would I have thought that the one Pokemon that would join Ash again would have been Pidgeot, in all honesty.
You complete 1 million side quests before you do the main story.
Wait, you're telling me the world champion wasn't the main story?
Nah, I was returning back to Pidgeot.
Oh man, the Pidgeot was the truth definitive closure, but it was a nice circle. Just going full circle with this one. I loved everything, how it ended, how it wrapped up, and sure, maybe people might be disappointed with how open ended it is, but honestly, in my mindset, I'm just thinking, oh, if the next series flops, they're gonna try to use them as a way to come back easily, kind of thing. But I don't know, maybe that's just me who thinks that way, or maybe you guys also feel that way too. We'll see here from you guys soon on that front. But yeah, this is it. It's weird. Even now, I don't really feel that emotional towards the finale because of just how open it is, and depending on what happens 3 to 5 years from now, I guess we'll see where they decide to take the journey of Ash and Pikachu, if they ever do. Is he going to show up in movies? Is he going to show up in the show itself? Because apparently this new show, glad to tell you guys, it's in Kanto. I hope you guys are happy about that. So that's the big announcement that came from
Oh,
it.
what's that? Look what I found. I found a shotgun. Hold on. What am I gonna do with this?
Hold on.
Hold on 1 second.
Well, the reason I gotta ask this though, it says it takes place in Kanto, but like, there's an airship.
Yeah.
So does it take place in Kanto, or is it like Kanto just one of the stops?
No, the school is in Kanto.
Oh.
It's a Paldean girl who is residing in a school
Well, then what the fuck's the
somewhere
point
in
of the
Kanto.
airship?
No. So think of it like journeys. Now they actually have an explanation to how
flashbacks.
they travel. You know, the one thing that Journeys didn't ever elaborate was how these characters went from one region to another. They just simply said, oh, we just rode the plane or a train to get to this area.
Yeah.
Or a bus in some occasions.
To be fair, that was the least of Journey's problems. I wanted to be stated.
Yeah, the other problem
yeah,
was that
100.
it was like 60% of the episodes were in Kanto, in case people didn't know. Or was
Oh,
it
yeah.
like 55%? I don't really know. But the point of the matter is it was a lot more than it needed to be.
We hated it.
Yeah,
But
so...
the airship was just going to various different places every episode.
But we don't know that. It's still going to have to be something we will discover when the journey actually begins later next month. But as of right now, though, it is still a mystery. But I'm just saying, bro, if they don't take this opportunity to make a tournament arc in the top of the blimp, they are really missing out on this. I'm just saying. Come on.
Isn't that just ripping off Yu-Gi-Oh?
I mean, why not rip off a really good arc?
Battle City Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, bro.
Oh,
I'm just
she
saying that
cultured.
shit was one of the hypest arcs in the original Duel Master
You didn't
series.
tell me you
It
were
was.
cultured, Nessa. Goddamn.
No, I remember original Yu-Gi-Oh.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm just making sure.
I mean, listen, they had Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh back to back then in Kids WB. Of course they're gonna,
Mhm.
Yeah, but no, I'm just saying, seriously, they have a whole battlefield up there. I want to see some battles in the sky. I think it only feels appropriate. Now we just gotta
Yeah,
wait
there's
for
a
them
limit.
Yeah, there's a limit. So we'll see what happens. Hey, listen, motorcycles can technically happen, Goggles. We have Koraidon and
Battles are
Miraidon.
so big though.
That's
They
true.
certain battles I've seen in the anime are so big they blow up like most of the stadium. What happens here? Do they just crash?
Yes,
Yes.
Sadly.
probably.
Thank
Either
God.
that or they go to like a Noah arc. So that's also a thing. No, I'm just saying, listen, if you guys are going to rip off the Battle City thing, I just need Rayquaza to come in and just mimic the Slifer shit and just have its body wrap around the blimp like it did in the Yu-Gi-Oh anime. I know I'm just randomly bringing that up, but I'm just saying that's just one of my expectations I want
On
from
an episode of Pokemon with Ash's Journey, Yu-Gi-Oh, huh?
Yeah.
No.
Now we're just waiting for the motorcycles. Oh shit, they're here. But overall, yeah. Final episode, I will give it a solid 7. I enjoyed the episode. But if you're for a closure, it definitely left me scratching my head thinking that, oh, I don't really know if this is definitively a closure as well. There is something else I'll probably add into details later because there is a lot of additional information I didn't bring up, which were the fact that the cast, animators, directors, etc. actually all came out and commented about the final episode. And I know Rika did leave a huge one of a post, as well as Jesse's VA. So we'll probably elaborate more on that later in the discussion for tonight. But let's go ahead and continue to pass it around the homies here we got in this call for today. So I'm gonna pass it on to this couch over here for now. Terrell, let me hear from you since you just joined us, buddy. If you have any,
shit, I'm fucking early. This is great.
yeah. Well, wait, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm curious now.
It's a good thing for him.
Yeah, it's a good thing for me. I appreciate it.
All right.
Also, it's good because you put me in front of Tyrone, because more than likely Tyrone and me tend to mimic each other, and I don't like when he takes my fucking points and I can't say anything afterwards because he makes all my points for me. But it's fine. We love you. So the episode in question, I felt something during like watching it, and I think when I finished the episode, I was kind of like, huh. And then, like, I gave it time. I gave it, like, 20, 30 minutes. I'm like, I went to go do something else. And I started, like, reeling it back in my head and realized, why is this the final episode of this? Because the conclusion I came to, personally, is that it works way better as the first episode of Aim to be a Master than it would have as the final episode for a couple of reasons.
Yes.
My first issue is Gary presenting that question to Ash should have been like the thing he reeled over throughout the course of the 11 episodes, not at the very end where he only really dwells on it for like a couple days and then that's kind of it. The Team Rocket send-off doesn't do anything for me because how you gonna reference all their mons except for like the handful that people would have liked to see, like James's Growlithe, Jesse's Blissey, and obviously the Ekans and Arbok. I mean, not Ekans, Arbok and Weezing. Sorry. I felt like that. I also hate the way that whole thing happened. To me, them splitting up that happened like an episode or two ago would have worked better at the beginning of the series, because then you would have got episodes or portions that were dedicated to James dealing with his stuff, Jessie dealing with her stuff, and Meowth dealing with their stuff. Then them coming back together and the ending would have hit. It would have worked a lot. It makes me mad because like everything in the episode would have worked as setup for what you could have done for 11 episodes, and they do none of it. They do absolutely none of it. The Pidgeot thing would have worked better. You want to come with me? You want to come back with me? Sure. Okay. The episode ends in like 10 minutes. The fuck? Like, oh, are you gonna show up at the end? No, you're not. So literally, you just come back to be like, well,
back to the box.
Yeah, pretty much. And I'm like, well, it holds no weight. So the worst thing about the episode is that it has a bunch of cool elements that would have worked in the beginning of it, and it doesn't work for the end because of how poorly it's executed. On top of having an 11 episode series that for the most part is just like, feels like filler anime content that in itself wouldn't be terrible until you realize, oh, that's right, this is the end of the fucking Ash's journey. Why would you not handle this with proper care and respect? But I think the thing that kind of that I want to address, because a lot of people were like, man, you didn't feel sad, you didn't tear up, you didn't like any of that, and I said no. And I'm going to repeat if you watched my stream Friday, you heard this portion, but I'm going to repeat it for the sake of those who didn't. This isn't my Ash. This hasn't been my Ash. For over a decade hasn't been my Ash. The Ash that I grew up with, the Ash that I have connections to, that man died at the end of DP. That's just the reality of the situation. Every Ash afterwards has been a variation of the character. Unova, Kalos, Alola, and Journeys. They're all versions of Ash. Aspects of Ash, maybe changed for the sake of it. Like Unova's Ash is more like classic Ash, but a little bit more, even more goofy. Cal's Ash is it? What if you made Ash like full on shonen? Alola Ash is like the most childish iteration of Ash. And then Journeys had an idea of what it wanted to do, but it's still a variation of the Ash Ketchum I grew up with. So my emotional attachment to Ash here isn't with this Ash. This isn't my Ash. A whole new generation of Pokemon anime fans, like you guys who grew up starting with, I don't know, X and Y, which was 10 years ago, or Unova, which was like 13 years ago. for you guys, I can completely understand a whole group of fans being like, "Man, this hurt. Man, I miss him." All this other stuff because this is your Ash. This is your Ash. And regardless of me to tell you that unfortunately his series, if you're comparing it from the beginning to now, y'all got kind of the raw end of the deal, except for like one good series, whatever. But the point I'm making is that I can't feel something for a character I lost connection to like a decade ago, over a decade ago. It's just not gonna happen. And the episode only just reaffirmed what I already thought. This show hadn't been for like me or real fans of the series since like 2009 or 10. Like, good God. So if I had to give it a ranking, fuck. Because if I give it the ranking how I personally feel versus what it really deserves, it's probably getting like a 3 or a 4. That's where I'm at with it. I'm probably gonna say 3 because it's the last episode. I honestly want to give it a 1 realistically, but I appreciate the questions it posed to Ash. I also feel like he gave a cop-out answer with what he views as a Pokemon master.
Yeah, how do you befriend every Pokemon?
What it sounds
I feel like it's something we could have guessed as an audience.
It sounds like he's already done everything he can battling wise, so we have to come up with like this like more metaphorical thing or some like it sounds like Go's goal of like, well, I gotta catch everything, and I'm like, well, this is so it will never end realistically. Like it's a cop out. It's a fucking cop out. So yeah, 3 out of fucking 10 before I change my mind and give this bitch a 1. They do fucking better, and I hope for the new series' sake, you really fucking do better. Because this shit was messy as hell. You want to... I'm just leaving it at that. I'll leave it at that.
All right. Thank you for sharing your thoughts on that, Terrell, then.
You're welcome.
Now then, let's pass it on to the other homies that are in your couch. Cosmic, you want to go next?
Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
You're okay?
No, Burrito was on my wire.
Oh, okay. Hey, what?
Yeah. What?
It's not chewing it?
No, she was just asleep on it.
Oh, okay. You just shoved the kitty over. Good.
Yeah.
Meow.
That's what the cats are. But go ahead, buddy. Cosmic, what do you have to say about the finale of the anime?
So I watched it 3 times. All right. The first time to get a feel for it, second time to analyze it, third time to get an actual opinion of it. I want to feel remorse and sadness that Ash is gone. I'm trying. Okay, I'm really trying. And I was gonna come up with some random like sappy, sad story to like blend in with the masses. I can't do it. I have no remorse over Ash leaving. He was not my favorite character throughout the entire show. I was always more invested in the side characters and Team Rocket. So like UKG, I was more upset by Team Rocket leaving and their departure than I was Ash. But like I know he's coming back, and like it was very obvious with how they ended it that he's coming back. So I don't even really see this as a bye. It's more of a see you later.
Gotta catch you later.
Yeah. Call me, beat me if you want to reach me. But
oh God, my Disney.
Only on Disney Plus.
Oh God. I'm Ash Ketchum and welcome to Disney Channel.
On Disney Channel for a while. I think Sun and Moon was on Disney Channel.
Yeah, Disney.
Yeah, Disney XD specifically.
Yeah, you know where all the other good Disney Channel shows go to die. No, sorry, go ahead.
Well, no, I look. I get people were really excited to see Pidgeot. I wasn't. I really could not care less. To me, if I had to like really say this was a conclusion for anything, I think it was just a conclusion for original series.
Yeah.
It wasn't a conclusion for anything else. If you started watching the series, no, you're fine. If you started watching the series at any other point outside of original series, this was not a conclusion for you. You don't care about Pidgeot. You don't. Like, you don't care about Brock. You don't care about Misty. I mean, you might care about Brock because he was in 2 other series, but you don't care about Misty. I was so glad that she was gone, like, within the first 2 minutes. Brock, I was a little bit more upset by. I was really hoping for a handshake or
Brock,
something.
this is
Yeah.
Brock's 4th time leaving the group.
I know, but this is his final time leaving the group. But I don't know. It was just like that. Like, I wasn't sad at all. It's just, to me, it was an episode. And it wasn't even the best episode in Resident Evil Pokemon Master. Like, MPM actually had better episodes to me. I thought the fact that Latios and Latios still playing some form of relevance to the episode sucked. But I don't know.
Shit.
That's yeah. I don't even really know how to rate. Like, I guess if I had to give it like a numerical rating, I feel like I would probably need to give it like a 4 or maybe a 5. I don't know. Like, it just like I don't really know how to rate a conclusion. Because I mean, I've been watching this kid now for over 25 years, but like, I'm not upset by it, I'm really excited for the new series, and I haven't felt this excited for a Pokemon series, I don't think ever. And that's just because it looks so insanely good that it's making Ash leaving. It was just to the point of, okay, I want you gone now. So I was just like waiting for MPM to end so I can get to the good series that's coming. Because just by the trailers alone, it's already better than MPM. Even if the show flops and does a horrible job, it's better than MPM. So, like,
That's not.
yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't really know how to rate this episode.
Would you 2 ratings, as 1 as an MPM episode and 2 as the ending to Pokemon in general?
All right, as an MPM episode, I would say it's like a 5. As a Pokemon episode as a whole, I would say maybe it's like a 3 also.
All right.
So average it to a 4.
That makes some sense.
Yeah.
Because it's bad.
It was bad. I'm with you.
It's so bad. It's so fucking bad, dog. Emmy, I'm hoping you end up being the most positive on this couch, because right now
I feel like Emmy is like, I wanted to be positive, but then I heard you too.
No, they said half of what I was gonna say.
Oh no!
Emmy is more upset by Pikachu than she is Ash.
Here's the thing, guys. If you guys have seen the Discord, my name is Captain Pikachu. I just want you all to know I'm just coping. So don't take it too personally. I'll change it by like this week. I keep thinking I'm Navy. So Navy, I'm so sorry.
Can I just say, I've had numerous people asking me if Emmy is Navy. And I keep on telling them that no, it is not, because it's been a thing on our server where people are adding like either vengeance underscore or .bow or like at the very end of their name. So like people keep on thinking it's Navy, and I keep on having to tell them it's not Navy. So
yeah, I'll change it.
Just send me the photo. I'll add a bow to it or something.
It's okay. I'll change it. I'm just coping. To be honest, it started off as a joke, and I changed my name to just like sad_bow. And then I'm like, you know what? No, I'm the captain of this series now. It's fine. I'm just coping. It's okay. It just turned into a joke, and then I forgot to change it. So that's also happened. Is it my turn? Okay.
Yeah, I guess since they lead it up with you, buddy, you best go ahead and share your thoughts on the episode.
Can't get any worse. Let's also that.
I watched this episode again, right? And I watched it on my own, and I thought I would cry this time, and I didn't. And I was just like, I wanted to cry. I was ready. Like my tears, like no tears left to cry. My tears were still there. They were still in there. I wanted to cry, and I didn't. Like, damn. I would have taken Sun and Moon's ending over that because I sobbed in that ending. I thought I was gonna sob, and I feel like that's the most disappointing ending for a character that has been here for more than 25 years. Like, you would expect more for that. I agree with 100% what you guys said in terms of just like Team Rocket. I felt more for Team Rocket than I did with Ash, and that's sad. Pikachu, I was sad, because here's the thing, guys. I understand we're getting another Pikachu, but it's not gonna be the same. Like, our Pikachu's gonna be like, Pika, and then this Pikachu's gonna be like, I'm the captain of this ship, Pika, and it's not the same. It's not the same.
Pikachu doesn't speak English.
You don't fucking know that, you fucking coward. When you do read your books over there, you fucking
I watched the trailer.
reading your goddamn subtitles of your English language. Get the hell out of here.
It's not gonna be the same, so I'm gonna miss Pikachu more, of course. Like, I love Ash, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like I'm just so disappointed by this series and what it was supposed to do and what it didn't do, that at this point, this ending is it's just not satisfactory at all. Like, I want to see some good part to it, and there is some good parts, I will admit to that. Like, the music in this episode, it goes hard. There's so many good tracks from this
Kanto
episode.
music.
I know, it is all Kanto music, but like, a lot of it we haven't heard in so long, so like, I was fine with hearing it.
Incorrect, by the way. I'm gonna get
really?
to that point.
Oh, okay.
Well, I thought it fit the episode really well, so I was happy with the music. In terms of just like interactions, Pikachu interacting with all the Pokemon that it hasn't seen in a while, or not even that, like even saying goodbye to Psyduck, for example, or just like saying hi to Meryl, like those were cute moments, and even just seeing Pikachu's little personality, even at home.
Tracy's in this episode. I forgot about that.
Yeah, like Tracy talks. I think that was the funniest part.
And his Venonat evolved into Venomoth.
Yeah.
And
One
I
of the
think it
weird-
aged about 30 years.
Yeah.
I love it. I love
I don't know
Venonat.
what happened to that Scyther.
Venomoth is my favorite bug Pokemon, so I'm glad Tracy finally upgraded that.
I don't
Long
understand
enough.
why. Just why.
Why?
To make it feel
Why,
like the
Tracy?
world is moving, essentially. Now, in
Kevin.
regards to why he's talking,
Why is he opening his fucking mouth? Who told him he had the right to speak in this fucking house?
So weird that Tracy gets the most going for him in the final fucking episode of Pokemon.
To be fair, he has the lowest bar here.
Yeah.
The bar, if the bar was any lower, I'd be touching the Earth's core and be dead.
Wow.
Wow.
Tracy already got his conclusion, and that was in Chronicles.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so I don't know why this
So
is
over a
necessary.
decade ago, gotcha.
almost a decade and
Yeah.
some change.
Probably a decade and a half.
Listen, I'm not trying to
It's
age
actually
ourselves
more, and
anymore.
I'll go in depth for that.
I'm also not trying to age myself any more than I needed to, guys. But thanks, I appreciate it.
No problem.
welcome.
Oh, what's that? Oh, gray hairs are coming.
I'm
Ah,
actually concerned how they're gonna dub him. I want to hear this.
hi guys.
Well, I think they have his voice actor, anyways.
Hi guys.
My name's James.
James.
Ash, it's been so long.
I think for the English stuff, they do have the original voice actor, so he's gonna have his original VA, Ted Lewis.
Good for him.
Orange Island?
Yes.
That Tracy?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Fuck him.
Yeah, because Giovanni has his own original voice.
GG's.
GG.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Emmy.
Sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. No, that's okay. That's okay. I like discussion.
No, but like, I like honestly agree to what you guys said in terms of just like this episode. I think what Terrell, you said it too. This episode feels like it should have been the first episode of this series, because especially even like with Gary saying like, oh, like what does it mean to be a Pokemon master? That should have been said in the beginning, because then he would have had the entire series to think about it. And it's just like everything's backwards, which pisses me off. Even the Team Rocket things, like you said too, that should have been earlier too, because the impact that their I guess fight made was very little, because
Pointless.
they barely
It's fucking
fought.
pointless.
It was pointless. What was the point of that? So you're telling me that like, okay, they had that big ass fight, they all ended up at the same place, the Team Rocket headquarters, and then they were just like cooking, and then they realized, you know what, I'm done cooking, let's go find Pikachu. And then they all come together in the forest and they're like, oh, I still love you guys, and they just yay. What?
I love Emmy's abbreviated abridged version of that situation. The sad thing is there's nothing cut out. That's the irony of it all.
It's sad, because it's like Team Rocket has had so much better drawn out moments in terms of just like their relationship. Like I remember this remember the episode in XY where like I think Jessie was like gonna leave because like she found love or whatever, and like James and Meow just like ran. They're like, you know what, like we want you to be happy and all that. And even like the episodes with James too, like James episodes were written so well. Like I feel like this plot, quote unquote plot, that they try to write for them, it just felt so rushed. It felt so unnecessary. But I will say I felt more of an impact when they did come together, when they blasted off for the last time, when they all held hands. I felt more impact there, because yeah, agreed. There, it's Team Rocket. Wherever Ash goes, Team Rocket is gonna go. And them like blasting off together, like I wasn't even mad that they appeared just to steal Pikachu. Was it stupid? Yeah, it makes absolutely no sense. But was I mad about it? No, because this is the last time we're gonna see it. So that's why that whole thing like impacted me. What's wrong? What's wrong? Tyrone, what's wrong?
I think I'm the one person who's gonna disagree with that Team Rocket shit. I think
I mean,
Rocket. I hate Team Rocket in this episode. God fucking damn it.
Well,
First
yeah,
off, I
like,
agree with that argument. To be
Yeah,
fair.
no, I
it's
agree
real
with the
did say
argument
that.
too.
I
It's
agree
not
with that,
great.
Tyrone.
It's the
Team
but it's
Rocket-
the best like goodbye out of
Team
like
Rocket,
everything we saw.
Wherever Ash goes, Team Rocket goes. Finale for me is Team Rocket just fucking quitting that shit. Team Rocket has proven 1,000 times over that if they just do other jobs besides the Pikachu shit, they can succeed. They can accomplish. I would rather them just retire to fucking Alola and be happy.
Yeah, Tyrone though, I was just about to bring that up. The thing is though, is that I would have loved them to retire in Alola. That was their home. Let's be real. That's their family. That's their home. And
It's like
imagine
the
they had
only
all their
place where
Pokemon
their
there.
existence was validated.
No, exactly. But the thing is though, that would have made sense if Sun and Moon was the last series. But then they decided to carry it over and go to Journeys. So it would like, and with this, how this story was written, like narratively, it would have made no sense for them to just go back to Alola because you know why? They never really acknowledged them being in Alola in the first place. They acknowledged it a little bit, but it wasn't that relevant if you think about it. So like, yes, we saw it in terms of just like, I guess like flashbacks in terms of the Pokemon they had, but in terms of their life there wasn't really much. So I would have loved it if their final story was to just retire in Alola. I would have loved that too. But unfortunately, that's like this is the best we're gonna get. Is it good enough compared to everything else? Yes. Am I happy with it? No. But I'm not happy with this entire episode as a whole. As a goodbye episode, like I said, to a character of more than 25 years, like this is bad. This is how they handled it. This is the best they could do. It's like what Cosmic said. It felt like it was a homage to Gen 1. That's it. To the Gen 1ers. I'm just kidding. But it's just the original series. Because it was. And like even with Pidgeot too. I thought that moment was really hype in terms of like Pidgeot just like flying down to save Ash. I thought that was really cool. And then I thought to myself, why Pidgeot of all things, you know? Just like, why? It was just so random. And it's so funny to think, too, that Ash has other Pokemon, too, that are, like, out in the wild. And he didn't ask any of them to come back with him. So I'm thinking of Greninja over here just being like, you know, I'm just weed whacking, but no one asked him if he wanted to come back.
Is drowned in a pool in hell right now.
No one asked him if he wanted to come back. But Pidgeot comes for two seconds. Like, yo, you want to come back with me? Yeah, okay, sure. Like, okay. So like it's just this episode's the best. Like there's more things. Like in terms of the music, I don't know why they didn't do this, but I really wish they didn't play the opening. I wish they played it at the end. And you know the harmonica version of NPM? I wish they utilized that in this episode. I thought it would have been really perfect, especially with like the part where like Ash and Pikachu was sitting underneath the tree and like Ash was like thinking to himself like, oh, what does it mean to be a Pokemon master? And I did like that we got closure for that. Am I satisfied with what it means? Honestly, I feel like all of us have art, like anyone could have come out with that in terms of what it meant. So it was kind of just finalizing what we were thinking, which I guess, okay, it's fine. Is it the best case scenario? No. I also wish they gave Ash a better outfit. Like I was fine with the shoes. I was like, okay, but I'm just so sick and tired of this Journeys outfit. Like, it's just that outfit.
Journey's outfit.
It's just, yeah, same. Honestly, this outfit is tied to so many bad memories. The fact that his last walking off is with this stupid, dumbass outfit, I'm just like, no. No. Like, I wish he just had a whole different outfit for his new era. I get the whole, like, you know, like, new steps in your new shoes kind of thing, and he's going on to, like, a new adventure. I get that. But it could have been nice that if they gave him, like, an outfit that is like, all right, to your own way kind of thing. I wish they did that. I don't know why it was just the shoes only. That's a small nitpick though. In terms of Gary appearing, honestly, I didn't care. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I feel like Ash has had better rivals than Gary. I know he's his OG rival, but I feel like I preferred Paul as a rival, and I felt like he helped Ash grow in so many ways. To what Terrell said, where he said that his like Ash where he grew up with ended in DP, which honestly comes to some truth as well because he had so much development in that series. So seeing Gary was kind of just like, this should have happened in the first episode. I didn't really see the point of it. The whole plot line with the Charmander was I liked Charmander. It was really cute and it's all like Ash's personality, but to be honest, for a final episode, it just really felt like, oh, Pokemon of the day kind of thing. Like, why are we focusing on this? So that felt like a waste of time in my opinion. Like I said, I'm gonna miss Pikachu a lot because I just love. That's the one thing I love about Ash and Pikachu is just their bond together. That is something that I don't think we might not get just going forward. Even though like the new series looks promising and stuff, there's no relationship that will top that in my opinion, at least. And also the Pikachu bowl. The little like attention to detail when they were eating. Oh, look at the Pikachu bowl. Oh, so cute, so cute. And look how happy he was just eating. I'm gonna miss that. I need to like I follow daily Pikachu on Instagram so I can get my daily dose of Ash's Pikachu every day. So that should help me, right? That should help me, right?
Oh my goodness.
Also, we went really dark. Pikachu in the bathtub. But like what Mr. Goggles said, that went very dark.
Pikachu, finish it with Thunderbolt. Yeah.
No, I had dark thoughts when I saw that. I'm like, oh, he's dead.
and then Type Wild plays in the background.
Oh yeah, when they're having the splash battle, you do see Pikachu use Thunderbolt, but you see it from Delia's perspective because you just see the thunder. I'm like, oh shit, Ash is dead. That's kind of it, isn't it?
Yeah, right. I didn't think they would go that hard.
That's instant kill right there because that's like literally like how they tell you with the hair dryers, like don't put the hair dryer into the water because you'll get shocked and killed.
You're right. I know. I wasn't.
Yo,
I did not see that thing at all.
Don't try this at home, kids.
Yo, the toaster is my favorite bath bomb.
Oh my god. In terms of like final thoughts, because I know I've been talking a while, I apologize. But I guess the only thing that I guess could see is being like quote unquote emotional for this episode is the last part, because that is when it sinks in of like, this is the last time I'm seeing these characters, and to a new beginning we go, to something else. And it makes me sad in a way, but it's not in the sad way that I wanted to feel. I wanted to feel sad because I wanted to feel like they did the best that they could with this character and they gave him a nice send-off. I felt sad because I felt like he deserved more and they didn't give it to him. I felt like they wasted 3 years, which was Journeys, and then this 11 episode, whatever this thing was, and they just, kind of just threw it aside and they're like, okay, on to the next thing. And it just really goes to show, like, yes, I'm excited for the next series, but they really have to do better, because if this is how they're gonna treat a 26-year-old, oh, not 26, like more than 25-year-old character, like the next series, like how do we know they're not gonna treat like the next protagonist the same way, right? I don't like that's where they have to prove themselves, because I feel like they've just downplayed themselves so much in terms of how they've written this character and how they've handled it, especially for this last, like I said this when NPM started, they had like 11 episodes to prove 3 years wrong, and agree or disagree with me depending if you like Journeys or not, but I think a lot of us can say that they didn't do that for these 11 episodes. They didn't prove 3 years wrong, unfortunately. They just kept going and they made it worse. So I'm sad, but at the same time, like, it's done. There's nothing else we can do. It's over. And I guess the only thing I can say that's happy is that, well, the walk was nice. The walk off was nice. It just started. It ended the way it started. Ash and Pikachu just going into the sunset, just walking and doing their own thing. And he found out what a Pokemon Master is supposed to be. So, yay! I don't have a score. I don't know what to give it.
You gotta say something.
I don't. But
count.
Like,
just count. Count a number.
1, 2. No, 5, 7.
1, 2, 3.
6 point. 1, 2, 3. The top. Come up. Okay. Damn it. Fine. I'll give it. If I had to give it as like a collective, like okay, hold on. Okay. Final episode for a character, I would give it a 3. Unfortunately, sadly. For this, as like, what was the other score that people gave? So it was for like the episode, and then like as like a final episode, and then like connected to NPM.
Yeah.
As a Pokemon Master episode, and then as a Pokemon finale.
Okay. Pokemon finale, I'm sorry, I would give it like a 3. As a connected to MPM, I would give it maybe a 4, I guess, because I guess they accomplished what they wanted to. Question
Did they
mark?
though?
They won,
No,
but at
they
what
didn't.
cost?
At what cost? It's so mediocre. Damn.
It's so bad. You had so much. It's like, bro, here's the ball. Here's all the cool shit in this ball. All you need to do is throw this bitch up and it'll blow up and it'll create this cool visual effect on the sky. What'd you do? Throw it on the
They dropped
fucking
it.
ground. How did you fuck that up? You had
they didn't
you
put
only
it on
had
the
one
ground.
other direction to throw it, you ass. Oh Lord. Sorry. I hate it. I hate it.
No, it's okay because it's sad. It is sad.
It's
It's
bad.
sad for the wrong reason.
Yeah, it's sad because hey, look, you proved me right.
Bad because you're
see-
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
All right, the couch is done, Kevin.
Goodbye,
pick,
Pikachu.
pick someone more positive because this ain't gonna get any better.
Oh,
Oh shit!
You scraping the barrel for this one.
Yeah.
No, you got
Well, he
You gotta pick
specifically
Ness.
said choose another couch. There's really only one
You
other
gotta
couch.
pick. You gotta pick Nessa.
Yeah, that's the only
way
couch.
this
Why
is
did y'all
gonna
leave
roll
her
out.
alone like this?
Well, to be fair, Dean was there, I think, or something.
Oh,
yeah.
I'll message him later and call him a piece of shit. Why you leaving these women out here on these couches by themselves? Fucking asshole.
I thought Nessa. I don't know, Nessa. Would you prefer the solo couch for the day?
I don't mind. I was.
She's probably gonna lay down on that.
Yeah,
bitch.
she's
That's
just
why.
laying down in the couch. I'll just flip it sideways.
I've been laying down for a long time.
Oh, Lord.
All right, you need to chill out. You lay down a little bit too long, you may not get back up. I don't know what to be
Oh
saying.
no, I've fallen and I can't get up.
Yeah.
Have fun, but I can't get up.
Oh my.
Yeah, there
Lord.
you go. Good job. But all right, Nessa, we'll pass it to you, buddy. What you got to say?
Okay, so I actually rewatched the episode today, and I kind of I'm sorry, I'm actually with you guys. Just like listening. I was
Damn,
like,
bro.
"Ah."
Everyone's on the hype. We're on that hype train. Let's go.
No, so
Damn.
it's because they're like, and honestly, even though that day, like, I know I was when I kind of excited when I saw like, oh, I was not expecting Tracy, was not expecting Pidgeot, I wasn't expect, but then I didn't cry at that episode. I didn't feel emotional. I felt nothing. I kind of felt like I felt numb, just in reality. I don't know how I can explain it, but it's just like I guess the way they ended, like to me, it didn't seem like an ending, and I feel like I know everyone probably hated that they kept it open ended, but I feel like they did it on purpose, like in case in case if the new series doesn't do so well, or they find any like basically any way to bring Ash back in the future. We don't know how long. Could it be maybe like a few months from or 10 years from now? We don't know. But the way it just ended, it was just, to me, it was just kind of like, I feel like he's not gonna be gone totally. And I think in terms that comes with myself though, I kind of like, I want to say I definitely agree with Terrell. I kind of felt that way for the longest time, and I basically have, and I basically hasn't really say why, but I definitely agree though that with Terrell that this isn't my Ash, because like almost ever since up to DP, it was like a lot more consistent with his development from OS to DP. But once we hit BW, it's just like every little variation had changed, and so there's like bits and pieces of like, oh yeah, Ash, like this is the Ash, but then they kind of just hype it up to 100, like so then like for like BW they dumb him down, and like was like they were trying to go back to like the OS roots, but it wasn't the same. Then we go to XY, like he was like the cooler Ash and more battle like heavy. Why I did enjoy XY Ash, like at the same time it's like, but a lot of people would say like, oh, he's like too serious, and you know, just, and then it's not him. And then Alola, they made him goofy and more childish. I think we've seen from any alliterations, but they were kind of just making him, he's just a kid, and then just to go happy kid, and then we get to journeys where he's just like happy, just mostly happy. Like you really see his other range of emotions. So it was kind of like for me, it's like it's not the same compared to what I saw back then. So I do admit though I did get emotional on that Friday, but it wasn't because of the episode. It was because of the tweet I wrote. Because basically, if anything though, I guess Ash always been with me for the longest time, and then I kind of like because of him, I was able to create like so many cool things with them, and then always in my mind like made up these stories and everything. So it's kind of like I was able to kind of like grieve with him for the longest time, but it's just like my truth was coming out as like now like we're moving on to the next series. So it's like I was able to accept. So I'm like I was able to accept him to be gone for like in the last well, I was like 10, 15 years, like versus now. So it's like, but my personal journey, just overall though, it was definitely an emotional personal journey because it also made me reflect back. I was like, wow, like I did that in the last 20 years, like from when I first met him till now. It's like crazy, like how much like Pokemon been my life and everything, and then now that I have everything that I want in my life, I have people who care for me. I could create stuff. I could do anything. It's like I don't have that empty hole. So like my hole's been filled in with you guys and everyone else. So it's just like personally for me, it's just like I just didn't have that the episode. I just didn't have that connection. So I know I kind of feel real away from it, but it's just my personal feelings, like how I felt overall. But yeah, overall though, I know someone I was trying to find that tweet and of course I couldn't find it, but someone was mentioning something about the whole the whole shoes thing, about why he kept wearing his like dirty shoes, and then someone mentioned that it was actually the lyrics from Type Wild. I was like, and I'm sad. Like I was like looking and looking. Of course, I can't find that tweet. But then they were saying like something in the lyrics why his shoes are like that. Let me see if I could pull up the lyrics and go from there. Because let's see here, and then that's probably why like he was wearing like the worn shoes. Let's see here. Let's see. Of course, they don't have it. Since they're right here, the lyric says here. Since okay, I'm gonna read the English translation. It says here, since they were popular at the time, I ran to buy these sneakers, and now I search the world. They can't be found. They are the best of the worn sneakers. So like they kept kind of alliterating a lot to the sneakers, like to the type wild. I'm pretty sure TSS might be better explain it better than me, but I actually thought it was a cool reference. And then the whole I believe the rainbow thing too also they has significance too. So there was like kind of like a lot of symbolic meaning behind the episode, if I recall, and I thought it was like really interesting. But but like I say, I can't find a tweet because I was like looking for it, but then this person, I should have done a better job like saving it. But yeah, let's see here. If I find it, of course I'm gonna find it after when someone else talks. But
No,
yeah,
that's always what happens, buddy.
yeah, exactly, yeah. So. But just like overall though, yeah, like just episode itself to me, and then his meaning of the Pokemon Master, I was kind of like, I guess like it was just alluding this entire time, like we kind of seen it, like I think the first few episodes, I was kind of like, I was like, why did he keep just going back to those Pokemon, like or him helping wild Pokemon, and then I guess that's our answer. Which I was kind of like, well, uh, I'm not exactly the answer I was looking for, but I guess whatever. It's like I guess that Lottie was just basically impacted him so much because he was like pissed off. He's probably upset that he couldn't befriend it so easily. So that's probably got him like thinking. But yeah, that's about it though. I can't think of anything else.
What about okay, well, I
Wait.
guess the final thought I have to ask is then of course score wise, like overall.
I don't know what score to give.
Everyone.
Every single one of y'all seem to have such a hard time figuring out a score, which, mind you, I can somewhat get because it's so confusing given that it is the last episode and it hasn't exactly been leaving everyone on a much positive note, per se.
Yeah,
It left
it was.
everybody more puzzled than anything, really.
Yeah, I feel like there's like a lot. Like probably like it's. I think it's more probably more so if you're I want to say if you're fluent Japanese. I feel like there's more. I feel like there's a lot more going on to it that we don't know, and I just like that's kind of what I feel like, and I kind of wish. But I guess overall the episode for me, I liked it. It was not the best. I was like I liked the cute little moments and Team Rockin' and for me it was like a 6 out of 10. It's like I was like I didn't dislike it though, but I was kind of like, well, yeah, I was like it's cool though. And then and you also want to know the overall NPM?
Yeah, since it's the last episode for an arc, what would you give it as a score wise?
There's there are like some episodes. Okay, I do admit there are some episodes I did like. So, and then there were some hit and misses. So if I would give it overall, I probably would. I don't even remember those scores because I didn't rate the other 2 episodes. I would probably give it like a 6 out of 10 too. Because there were some episodes I really liked, and then some other ones it was kind of like meh.
Okay,
That's the most positive response we've seen thus far.
I gave mine a 7. What do you mean? Although to be fair, I haven't given the full series one yet, so that's probably why. But anyway, thank you though, Nessa, for your input on that, buddy.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right then. Well, the couch has been completed, ladies and gentlemen. These 2 couches have been completed. This other couch is still vacant at the moment because our buddy's away for a bit. So, in case anyone's wondering where Dean went. So, all right. Now we got the homies here left in this area. So, I have no idea. You guys want to play rock, paper, scissors, see who goes in this situation?
I'll let Tyrone go first.
All righty. Tyrone, you want go ahead, buddy.
Okay, we're just gonna go ahead and start off with this. The episode was fucking garbage. I just want to point that out. Like, it was trash. Seeing Tracy again, that's cool. I do like Venomoth. But making Tracy have the last major moment with Ash to me feels weird. Because I feel like this wasn't something they wanted to do. I feel like enough people just talked about it to the point where it got forced into existence. Same thing with fucking Pidgeot. I was surprised that Pidgeot came back. I'm like, oh, they remembered that. But then part of me thought, no, they didn't remember that. What happened is that fans memed this shit to death, and then maybe a writer was on Twitter one day and went, hey guys, look, they made jokes about this. Can we use this real quick as like a last like shocker moment? And then the writer's like, throw it in. When? Fuck it, we'll say Ash forgot his Pokemon at home or something. Why would he do that? He's a Pokemon trainer. He forgot his Pokemon at home. Okay, Pidgeot, yeah. And I know, this is what I hate with returns. I said this during Journeys too. People only like a character when they return only because it's the hot thing right then and there. If you asked anybody about Pidgeotto, because it was a Pidgeotto the whole time, not a Pidgeot. It was a Pidgeot. It was a Pidgeot when it left. It gets 1 episode as Pidgeot. After that, we're done with Pidgeot. As a Pidgeotto, can you honestly say you cared about it? Please tell me the real honest answer. Pidgeotto was a Pokemon that Ash used in 4 battles total in Kanto, in all of Kanto. He used it once against Geodude and it failed. No, I'm sorry. He used it against the Samurai and it failed. He used it against Geodude and it failed. He used it against AJ's fucking Sandshrew and it failed. Then he used it against Giovanni and it weirdly just beat Rhyhorn. And then that's it. That's Pidgeotto's arc. All of it. All of it. You wanna know what that thing did? It popped Team Rocket's balloon. It was the original balloon popper. He didn't even do that well. Noctowl did a better job than that. So can you honestly say you gave a shit about Pidgeotto? Like, really? I think Pidgeotto's best moment was when it hugged Ash and Snow Way out. That's it. That's its highlight moment right there. That's the Pidgeot art. Pidgeotto is the TN of fucking Pokemon, sadly. Because the writers hate it. And that's it. So when Pidgeot returned, I was like, huh, that's cool. Okay, whatever. I don't care anymore. Also, the reason it wants to join Ash again, Ash is like, they all grew up. I'm like, there's still fucking Pidgeys there. What are you talking about, Ash? I would assume that continuously, Pidgeys and Pidgeottos would just keep laying eggs and Pidgeot would just have to defend the babies. Part of me thought it'd be funny as hell that once Pidgeot joins Ash, a bunch of Fearow and Spearow just start attacking the trees. Like, holy shit. But I guess after all of that, the Charmander subplot, I'm mad that there's a subplot in there's a subplot in a final episode of Pokemon. What the fuck? Why? And someone's gonna pull it, so I'm gonna point it out. Someone's probably gonna go, isn't it poetic that Ash helped Charmander of all Pokemon because his biggest arc was with Charizard and then not obeying him, so it's like coming back full circle? You could think that, but at the same time, it doesn't make it any less stupid. I don't know. I'm sorry. It wasn't hidden for me. A lot of Ash did. I will say I do like the somberness of Ash staying at home with his mom to just be for a little bit. But Terrell already tackled this before. This should have been the first episode of Mez as a Pokemon Master. Realistically. Because the question lies, it almost feels like they asked this question way after the fact. Like, what are you going to do now that you're champion? What? I was champion like 3 fucking months ago. Like, that happened already. It weirds me out. Nobody's going out of their way to find this man, to challenge him. He's not doing a celebration with any of his friends. Misty and Brock didn't call up like other people. No Serena, no fucking Max, no Bonnie, no May, no, like, what the fuck? They played the opening in the final fucking episode. The last thing says a new beginning. This is the one episode you have a chance to say the end. And they don't do it. Every episode has either been to be continued or a new beginning, or in XY's case, to their own way, which honestly I think XY's ending is the best ending to me. But I'll explain that in a second. Yeah. Nothing about this felt like a final episode at all. None of it. None of it. Like, what the fuck? You want to know why I liked XY's ending so much? And even Sun and Moon's ending to some degree. I like those two endings because, like, what they would do is that they would show, like, what the characters are doing. Hell, even oh my god, I'm about to compliment Journeys. Journeys fucking did it! Journeys even was like here's what Koharu's doing now that this is all over. Here's what Go's doing now that this is over. Here's what Ash is doing. It at least gave us some clues as to, like, hey, these characters are moving on with their lives. And I've always felt that universally, in and out of universe, Pokemon itself was supposed to show off what Ash's journey can do to impact a bunch of other characters. So the best part of when these endings happen in these other series is that these endings will cut to the other characters and be like, here's what Clement's doing. He's inventing a new Clembot after the Team Flare scenario, and he's starting anew, and he's becoming to his own as a gym leader. He's become better as a person. Here's what Serena's doing. She took a plane and she's flying off to home. Here's what Trevor Tirino and Sean are doing. They've decided to travel together and go throughout the region, find different things. Sawyer's with Steven, learning more about Mega Evolution and stones and stuff. Alon is searching for a new Charizardite X to start over because the last one he had was corrupted with Team Flare shit. Like, you can see the characters have learned and gained so much from just being around Ash that they've gone to make themselves better people. And then what do we get after that? We get a clip of like all the like highlight moments that happened in X and Y, accompanied by the V-Volt theme. And then when we finally get done, the plane lands and it's nighttime and Ash sees his house and runs straight towards it. And you don't hear any music at all. It's just him running down, and he cuts to the stars and it goes to each their own way. And it ends that way, and it's just perfect. This felt like a joke. This felt like there was another episode that was going to happen after. And this is where I disagree with the others. I hate Team Rocket because the setup for this was the jankiest shit I've ever seen in my life. Team Rocket breaks up only to come back 2 episodes later and go, yay, we're together and we're blasting off again. And this feels great. This is our last time ever gonna go chase Pikachu, so who gives a shit? It felt like the writers were so unsure about how to handle Team Rocket that they tripped over themselves and then tried to pick it all up. But have you ever tried to pick up a plate after you done already fell and the food's all on the floor? You're not getting most of that food back. Like, you kind of fumbled over yourself. If Team Rocket had broke up in that 2 episodes before, but then they start doing stuff like Meowth starts teaching some alley cats how to walk and talk like him or something. And they start like a thing, and Meowth becomes like the leader of that. The female Meowth loves him, and he doesn't need Meowsy anymore because he has a new cat that likes him. James finally goes back home and takes care of his grandmother and grandparents or whatever, and starts collecting his bottle caps after all the bottle caps he's lost. Jessie fucking decides to go in and be a full-time performer, a diva like she always wanted. And she actually has some people that like her now because of her appearance in like Hoenn and Sinnoh and shit and Kalos. That's a way better fucking ending for them. Not this we're blasting off again bullshit. Like, So you're probably thinking, well then how did you feel about it all being over? Now that hit me, but not because of the episode. The episode was garbage. What hit me though is the experience of Pokemon in and of itself. Ash's journey, while it's been bumpy as hell, did at least provide me with friends. It gave me the group I have now. It gave me the ability to find a purpose on YouTube and then later on through Twitch and all the other stuff I do. I'm here right now talking to my friends as well as 81 people in the entire world because they all want to know my opinion on this. It brought me the chance to have a voice. It brought me the chance to be somebody. And honestly, I'm grateful it's over. And I think that happiness also helped me out and made me feel something towards the end. Not for the episode, but for the fact that, like, for my whole life, part of me was afraid that Ash was going to keep doing this shit long after I was dead and forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
So it really warms my heart to know that I finally got to see it. As bad as it is, I got to see the end.
Like this relief.
Yes. That's what it was.
Yeah, that's what I
finally
too.
did it. At nothing else in my life I've accomplished, I at least got to see the ending. I was scared that Ash was going to continue into this spiral of mediocrity from time to come, long after I died, and they make a shitty 3D animation series of them, because that's where they probably would have headed next, is 3D. And I was just so scared. Like, Ash and Pikachu have immortalized themselves out of my existence. But no, I got to see it. through all the bullshit, through all the reviews, the podcast, the whole 9 yards, the drama, the me meeting my friends pretty much 3 times in real life from away from Discord, from the conversations to the arguments to the everything else, I finally got to see the end. And I got to live to see it all. So when they played the Type Wilds and they did the freeze frame of Ash, I did shed a tear. But it wasn't for the episode. Oh no, the episode was garbage, hot garbage. But I'm glad to see a chapter of my life. That's what I felt. It was over. At least I can say that is finished. And again, as much as I complain, I obviously do owe this series something. I can't sit up here and blatantly say, oh, well, if you complain so long, why have you stick? Because I liked it. I liked it. Hell, XY restored my love for Pokemon. So it shows that even at its late game, Pokemon could still be entertaining. It's just now I much like Cosmic, I'm the happiest when I found out that there were going to be new main characters. All those memories I gained with Ash are now memories some kid right now is going to gain with Pokemon Horizons. And I'm grateful for that. So, as an episode, fucking 1. 1 out of 10. Like, what the fuck was that? As a final episode of Pokemon, are you fucking with me? As a Pokemon episode, 4. 4 out of 10. My experience with Ash as a whole for all of Pokemon, just all of it, the whole 9 yards leading up to this as an episode, I mean, scratch out the episode, sadly. I guess a 7? And that's because they didn't stick the landing. That's sadly enough. Literally not sticking the landing of an 1,000 episode series kind of fucks with you, huh? But yeah, I will say thank you, though. I'm definitely going to say thank you to Pokemon. I owe it my life.
Same here.
But like Cosmic, I agree with her. I'm ready for Horizons. I'm ready for Horizons. So
Yeah, Horizons. It looks so good.
Yeah, I'm ready for.
I feel like also since now that the series ended, it seems like they were desperate to like make new characters, like because apparently even though like we all hate Journeys and everything, but it seemed like Journeys was like
well, that's but that's
yeah, I know, but I'm saying for Journeys though, like how they were drawing the characters of the day, like some of them were pretty freaking sick designs. So it's like I'm pretty sure with Horizons, they were probably excited, like, oh, we could finally make more of our own characters. So they're probably was super excited. Yeah, that's why I'm kind of like.
I really hope Ash doesn't make a return in this series at all. And I know Cosmic said he's going to. I don't want it. He's done. He's done.
I mean, I don't want it either. I'm just saying he will most likely at
some point.
Unfortunately,
they will.
When they're gonna get all the hate from everyone who doesn't want there to be a change in this. It's the same thing that happens with every shonen anime when they change the protagonist.
I'm already seeing people do the dumbass comparisons where like something happens with Sprigatito and Liko and they're like, oh, Ash did the same thing. I'm like, motherfucker, it's generic shit. It'll be like Liko and Spriggs walking. Oh, Ash and Pikachu walked one time. Like, oh my god.
I was laughing that there were
not everything a Pokemon trainer and a Pokemon do is a fucking reference to Ash.
I actually was laughing that people were calling Horizons as Wook already. I was like, yeah, on YouTube, yeah. People were calling it.
Yeah, screw those people.
I know. I was laughing at that. I was like, wow. I was like, I don't know. These people are so unhinged, though. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, I felt something for the ending, not because of the episode, just everything that Pokemon has brought me. But now I'm like good riddance. Let's just play Horizons already. I'm ready for Horizons.
I am too.
Yeah. So yeah, TSS, go ahead.
Yeah, but
And now for something completely different.
Here we go.
So here we go. So it cannot be understated the historical significance of this episode. Let's get the details out of the way. The very first track they play at the cold open is the 1999-2001 M36 OK bonus track, which again was pointed out by Polly, because I have to rep for Polly because music, right? And the vast majority of the music used in this episode was from Kanto. However, there was also a piano track from Advanced Generation M26 when they race home. That was used a lot during emotional scenes during Advanced Generation. We have the original Kanto Rockets theme coming back. We have the M1 opening at the very end, which was cool. And on top of that, we have Hirokazu Tanaka, credited as like the second unit of music because of the edited version, because before Type Wild, the short was placed, they played the full version opening, the first like 4 bars to lead into that. And we're going to talk more about that later. So let's get to the actual episode itself. So I thought it was very satisfactory. The amount of significance in this episode cannot be understated. First of all, we see Kenji or Tracy have a speaking role for the first time since AG 193, which was September 14th, 2006. Every other appearance after this has been in a non-speaking role, so it's finally great to have Seki Tomokazu come back for finally that and hit. Now he's actually done with freaking Yokai Watch, which I'm also going to reference in this review as well, because that ended a week before this, and I'm going to actually compare how both series actually end, because technically it is the end for both the protagonist arcs in their respective series. So I'm going to compare those two. And we have Pidgeot coming back for the first time since episode 83, January 29th, 1999, which basically is the first usage of Rival. And it's kind of funny that was the episode. Well, actually, no, it wasn't. It actually was, because episode 83, yes, that would be correct, because that was the first episode of Rival, and Pidgeot was gone. So that's kind of crazy because if you look at Pidgeot's other references, it was referenced once in Johto for the Faulkner fight, and then we had some, and then finally with the PM 2019 stuff. But before that, the last appearance was with episode 83. Let's go to the Rockets next. And one of the funny things I found out about this one is the one thing I pointed out during the watch party too was the fact that we're at Rocket headquarters and they use a fucking ticket vending machine to eat a lunch in their lunchroom. I'm like, okay, they're an evil organization. They still have to fucking pay for lunch. What the fuck is this? So it's kind of crazy how that happens. So the Rockets getting back together, it's kind of in a way, it's coming full circle to the original Time Bokan reference that was originally used to create them, because Gaikotsu and Doronjo and all those other villainous teams, which the Rockets were based off of, and they went for 7 series up until from 1975 until 1983. Having them come back together to go to another series is kind of a homage to that, because like I said, the evil teams for the Time Bokan series, they've always they disbanded, but they didn't. They just went to the next series with different looking characters, but they were the same VAs, but they all had the same kind of inner blood that made them together. So in that respect, that worked. The the traveling to Oak's lab is obviously an episode 1 reference to have them finally go back to Oak's lab, Okito's lab, and see it one final time before Satoshi gets sent off. The whole Kenji thing at the beginning made me pop because, like I said, we haven't heard him in about 16 years, so it was great. Yeah, since not 16, sorry. Well, actually, no, it was 16 because you got to consider that was 2005. So yeah, so you had all of that. Have him actually do something because usually every time it was referenced, he was either out or just not there. So really appreciated that. And also, well, he remembered how to voice him. Seki remembered how to voice him because he sounded exactly the same, even though the man's 50 years old now. So really appreciated that. Let's go now to okay. So yeah, so Pidgeot coming back. That was a good pop from me. Considering that Pidgeotto was in more episodes than Caterpie, I believe that the Pidgeot's return was more justified than people would think about fucking Butterfree, because Butterfree didn't even last that fucking long if you think about it. Even though it might have a more emotional connection, Pidgeotto lasted more time. And finally to have him back, great stuff. I really consider that this was the most justified return out of everything. And they needed to do this to have closure. Then we have Kenji coming back with the Venomoth now, and once again, finally fucking development after since fucking 1999. I mean, come on, great shit. Actually, no, I'd say no, it's development since 2002 because he did get some development a little bit in Chronicles or Hosokyoku. So yeah, I'm really glad that this happened. And as far as, like I said, the Rockets, this rocket send off, I thought it was satisfactory. But just to have them hit these points and try to, and they didn't, and yes, they did play it safe, but at least they didn't do anything that would have rocked the boat too much, because if they would have done something really off the wall, people would be complaining the fuck out of it anyway. They would have I much rather see them play it safe than to try to do something that would probably cause backlash.
But this is 26 years. You gotta give us something better.
They did. It's called they changed the fucking rockets and the Japanese complained. That's what the fuck they
I'm not talking about changing personalities. I'm talking about, these characters for 26 years. You literally, I gave a whole scenario of what Team Rocket's better ending would be.
Right. But you have to look at it from the perspective of changing of the guards. You have to look at it from having to be a conservative. Remember how these Japanese companies work. They want to be conservative and they want to try to make it less finale. Like, I would say that actually,
finale less finale.
Yes, and finale that is less finale, because I'll tell you this much. You want to know who really dropped the fucking ball? Yokai Watch. Let me tell you why. Because their technical finale for the Onpu or the musical note series occurred the week previous. And the way that they did it was really bad. So to give a brief summary for that, Keita or Nate was describing that they were having the last test of the third semester, which is usually the last semester in school for that school year. And of course, the Japan school begins and ends in April. And the way that they did it was, of course, they did it in a comedy bit, but the way that they ended that, and that was going to be like Nate or Keita's last episode, it was poorly handled. The episode segment ended where Keita was basically inspirited by a yokai, and he was like being like droopy and completely like out of it, just like I was when I had insomnia and on fucking antidepressants. And that was the most disappointing ending that I've ever seen. That is more disappointing than
I,
this
I,
fucking shit.
I don't think having all of Ash's friends together for like a party to celebrate him is asking too much. Like that.
I would think
That's
I would
that's bullshit.
but to think about it this way, it's like this is just for, because technically it's still going on. I mean, his journey is now going on, as we like to call, off-screen land now, for good, hopefully, because we need to get the fuck out of here.
Even if it is still going on, there's a level of like out of universe notification that gives us that. Like if you look at any anime, like they
Right.
give us, like, you can feel when there's a final episode versus
This one kind of did, because let me go back to what Nessa mentioned about the Type Wild lyrics about the shoes. That's one of them. There's also another reference when the Sakura bloom. That is a reference to MPM lyrics, and that in and of itself is another thing, because it's going around full circle. And to be honest, the message that was given at the end, while a lot of people would think that, oh, it's a stupid message, but no, actually, we have been experiencing this for the last 25, 26 years. So it actually does. So if you put everything into perspective, that meaning of the Pokemon Master, where you befriend everybody, you think about how many Pokemon that Satoshi has befriended in the last 26 years. That makes total sense. The vehicle for MPM was to have Satoshi realize what being a Pokemon Master was, and to be honest, to have Latios and Latias shoot him in the arm, essentially, and then have Shigeru also. By the way, Shigeru's appearance was significant because it did answer the question. It did ask the vulnerable question, and I disagree of it having to be the first one, because what will end up happening is then it would not make the whole arc would have not made sense um in the grand scheme of things. Like, you could go back and
the
look at
definition of a master is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life, though. How do you physically befriend every Pokemon? That's a virtual impossibility.
it is a virtual impossibility, but it's a goal. It's a goal that
It's just a
could
vanilla
eventually-
thing.
No, wait. I want to figure out why did you disagree with the whole it being the first thing? I don't think
I would say it's because the impact of the message of Shigeru actually giving them the message. I thought that the impact would have been lost if we had to wait 11 episodes to get that resolution. I don't, because considering that how this story arc played, if you do that, if you put that in a different order, it wouldn't have been as impactful as it was, at least in my opinion.
I don't understand how, because what you're implying is that the 11 episodes would have taken too long to get to that resolution, therefore ruining the impact of it. When Pokemon has done longer story arcs for less meaningful shit to still get the point across. Like
But again, you're putting your hands into a group of writers who can't, find a way out of a fucking bag. So
I don't even think they did it in 20 minutes.
realistically think that the quality of writing couldn't have sustained this message.
Goggles just brought this up too.
So your reasoning is literally that the writers are bad and they can't be trusted to do something long form. So that's what it sounds
Yes,
like.
that's what. Yeah, and it's proven.
That's so sad.
That is really sad, unfortunately, and we've seen it with the 3 director changes.
Getting them to blow
with that
anything
being
off the
said-
wall.
with
It's just
that
a
being
final
said-
episode of Pokemon. Like,
Yeah, I know, but the thing is, they had to cover their ass. They had to cover their ass, and also the original vision. And I have to thank Mornox, because he actually really made me think about it. Takashi Judo's vision is nowhere near what it is when the series started versus the series that it is now. And to be honest, the safe the safe route was the route that was taken and what did work. Because if they would have done something like totally off the wall, I don't think they would have come back from
Nobody's
that.
nobody's even asking Pokemon to do anything off the wall. Just give us a good ending. Like, you can give a good ending without going off the wall. Even the endings I gave, like Sun and Moon's ending and XY's ending, those were relatively safe, but they also gave closure to some of those characters and gave us, like, how are they progressing as people? Goggle pointed this out. Pikachu doesn't even fucking visit Kangaskhan. You know, that plot they forced into our fucking faces at Journeys?
Yeah. Again, that's because of the whole director changes and shit. They fucking decided to throw shit under the bus. And me and Dogas have actually talked about that, which you're going to see in a podcast probably in the next 2 months when I get my chance to actually do it. But unlike all the other people here, I actually have a score, and I actually have a score for the MPM as well on the meta. So on the meta, this episode gets a 9.1. On the meta for the MPM, it gets an 8.1. And I'm talking about the MPM to the entire meta series. That is my review. However, though, there is one more additional thing, and that is the point where I say what the original broadcast has versus what the web doesn't have. The web version actually has more content that has to relate to Pokemon than the original broadcast. Now, before we do that, however, I want to give a great shout out to the animators for integrating the MPM stuff into Type Wild. That was the most work that they actually fucking did for any of these endings. And to have it actually fit, especially at the end where you see Satoshi and Pikachu embrace, just like they did on the original 1998 version of MPM of Type Wild, that was really cool. But yes, so let's get to the segments. So the segments that actually weren't in the original broadcast is the Pokenazo. The Pokenazo stuff was actually in the web broadcast, but not on the original broadcast. It showed the PM 2023 trailer that was posted on YouTube a few minutes afterwards, and they were advertising the upcoming Pokemon music concert that's happening this Friday, as well as the 1-hour investigation special that will be airing the following Friday, and as well as 4/14, the 1-hour special for PM 2023, first 2 episodes. So yeah, this is the first time where the web version of the episode actually had more Pokemon related stuff that had to do with the episode than the broadcast did. So kudos to them, I guess. So yes, so that is my review of this whole shenanigans.
Alrighty.
There we go.
Yep. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We all have different opinions on the series, whether up or down or in between. At the end of the day, we stuck it till the very end. Pokemon the anime is over.
Thank you, Pokemon, for having me in this community for 18 and a half years and meeting about maybe 80% of the people that I hang out in real life. Thank you.
Writers do fucking better.
Yeah, so here's my, because someone
your
brought
writing
this up.
is ass.
I don't want to ignore the fan who said it, the person who said it in the chat. Someone did ask, and obviously we can't give our full details on it, but how do you think what do you think would have been made a good ending for this? It doesn't have to be long, just a short descriptor of what you think a good ending.
The coma theory was real.
Shut up, KG.
But that's all I had.
I personally would have liked to have Satoshi change his outfit, and then maybe he would walk off into the sunset, and maybe we would see like maybe a shadow of him like older, and then that would be it.
We don't even see Ho-Oh in the final episode, and that tears me up.
Remember initially the weirdest.
Not saying Ho-Oh fucks with me on a mental scale.
I think
he
the
was in
weirdest.
Journeys.
No, that's what I was gonna say. I think initially this was the final episode for Journeys, but then they decide to make 11 or 10 more episodes in between the gap of the final episode of Journeys to this episode.
I got a question though. Has anyone read about the interview they had regarding about NPM?
Yes.
Yeah. There are a lot of details on that, but that could go on for an hour just because of how
Yeah,
much.
yeah. That and besides, realistically, all we have to talk about next week is a music concert.
Yeah, so you know what? We'll save those thoughts for when that
Yes.
happens on the pod on Monday. Because
Yes.
there is a lot of cool details in regards to that. So I think it'll be a
Yes.
lot of fun to dabble upon it when we get to,
Yes.
to next
Yeah,
week.
because it'll be in lieu of having to talk about an episode. I mean, we're going to talk about what? I mean, it's going to be talking about musical performances, and I'm going to be probably talking for like 35 minutes. So.
Well, keep in mind that on Monday it's also going to be a celebration of several different pod members' birthdays. KG, Emmy, Polly, and Nessa.
Ow. Yeah, there's so many.
Ow.
Yeah,
Ow.
I hit myself. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I said, ow, I don't want to be celebrated.
Yeah, the celebration of womb exodus.
Oh no,
Lots of womb exodus. Yeah.
I'm finally joining Terrell and TSS and everyone else who's above the age of this age, bro.
Yeah, welcome to the club.
Yeah. Welcome. Well, welcome.
Yeah,
check for great. Yeah, gray hair.
I felt virtually no different than when I was.
I wanted Tyrone to be in the back, be like, "Hey, but your birthday won't be as
I
good
have
as mine."
arthritis now. Yay!
Yay.
No, KG's is probably going to be better because Cosmic's going to cheat.
What?
What?
Wait, what?
What? We mean cheat.
You're gonna cheat.
No. The joke being that because Cosmic says she really likes to celebrate birthdays. Plus, they have the advantage of being closer to each other. Mine just happened to fall, and we were all in the same spot.
That's not cheating, though. That's just motivation.
Tyrone, you still win in that situation. You
literally got everyone.
You overly won in that situation.
Yeah,
you got
overwon,
everybody.
Yeah, no.
You got everyone. You got Nessa's friends,
Cosmic
you got
and KG
Zach.
does not equate to Cosmic, KG, and everybody else.
No one ain't coming for my birthday. It's gonna be just me celebrating alone.
All right, Nessa.
Turn this into a depressing thing.
We're not doing this.
Look what you did. Look what you did.
Yeah,
You and your
Even though you did nothing wrong.
we are gonna fight later if you don't cut this shit out.
The only thing I'm celebrating is because I'm gonna go to a convention over this weekend, so that's probably
there you go.
There you go.
Well,
so you see, you have something to look forward to. It's not like it's not like you're gonna be all alone and freaking cuddled up and in a
I should guilt trip
depressed
them.
Guilt
I'm
trip
so
from
sick of
Nessa.
her
It's
shit.
working.
I'm so sick of her shit. I'm so sick of her shit. We're gonna fight later, Nessa. I'm sick of your shit.
I don't cheat, says Cosmic. No, she didn't, bro.
I don't cheat. I just live close by. Okay.
That's cheating
No, but then
on a
we-
technical aspect.
Then we're gonna have to play
Tyron, that was a
the
weird
rousing
choice of
Michigan,
words,
the
though.
rousing Michigan karaoke version of When She Cheats.
Oh.
Just don't. I'm just saying, cheating was a bad choice of words. That's all I'm gonna say.
No, If She Cheats, I think that was the name of the song.
Yeah, it should have been. Some
Oh,
other
the country song.
You don't go messing with a country boy. No.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's my thoughts exactly.
I'm trying to find another word that matches
What?
cheating.
Oh my God! Just move on.
Fraud.
Embezzlement.
God. Wow.
The word cheating is the wrong word anyway. It's not cheating. It's the bad. It was just a bad choice of word. That's literally all it was.
Greeted.
The greeting?
Move
No,
on.
no,
Jesus
greeted,
Christ!
cheated.
Wait, what?
We're moving on. Next thing. What
next thing? I'm not wanting to be next thing. I don't want to be next thing. I want it to be over.
Next topic of conversation. Let's
This
go.
is absolutely
Let's
terrible.
go.
Next topic of conversation is everyone go night night because I gotta go night night too.
All right, then end it.
End it.
Oh,
you coward.
yeah, I don't
Yeah, that's what I
Sweet
thought.
dreams, everybody.
Sweet dreams of me.
All right, stop. Listen. Hey.
Yeah,
Travel the world in 7 seas.
Everybody.
And
Looking
I gotta
for
get
So
something.
a
looking
computer.
for something, I guess. Anyway, I gotta go back and read more of the 100-Year-Old Friends manga now.
Yeah, I need to start that too. Oh, and next week we're also going to talk about my thoughts on Nagatoro.
Oh yeah, the season finale is this Saturday now.
No, it ended.
Oh, did it end already? I
Yeah,
thought there was like
it's
one
done.
episode.
It is done.
Yeah, that means I can watch it now.
Oh,
Yes,
shit.
that means Tyrone can watch it, and then he could give his thoughts too.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have thoughts for
Okay.
Nagatoro season 2 next Monday.
Nice.
I don't think he's blitzing that in a week, bro.
By the
I,
way,
blitzed the 12 episode anime in a week. Shit, I blitzed Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0 in like a week and a half. And
yeah,
that's
I
24
finished
episodes.
half of the season of Ore Monogatari during work today, so
Yeah, I knew you were gonna fucking do that
I'm
dumb
an-
shit.
I had to
I'm
watch
actually-
it sub.
Don't
though.
Ty. I have not watched Ghost Game. I still haven't watched freaking the rest of Adventure 2020.
KG, did you get to the mountain episode?
Yes, I did get to the mountain episode. Oh,
That
I
episode
understood
was great.
now. I understood. I'm not gonna say anything in case those.
It's absolutely worth it. Sorry.
All right. No, but I was gonna also say, I'm gonna go and read more of the 100 Girlfriend manga. By the way, Terrell, I actually got to the 2 new girls that got added. The gal, which she's slowly rising up in the ranks. For
Oh,
me.
dude, she's so fucking adorable, dog. It's ridiculous.
And then the bard,
Yes, Uto. Uto. Oh lord,
dude, she has me cracking up because she is the worst character, and I love her so much, bro. And I don't mean like she's bad or no, like.
No, I wish don't explain it.
Yeah, I'm not
I feel
gonna
like it's funny.
explain
It's funny if you don't say why you say that.
Yeah, no, but there is one character who has progressively been shining these past couple of chapters, I've noticed, and that's Haharido.
Yes, mother supremacy. We stand milfs in this house. Absolutely.
Hako was such a horrifying decision.
I don't give a fuck, dude.
I'm
I'm
gonna
so.
tweet that
Well,
out
at least
to
the good
TLC
thing is it's filling the gap in from MILF Manor. So you're
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Well,
you got
yeah,
130 chapters, so that's like
I don't know.
3 weeks.
That,
out.
listen, that thigh gap is more. It's not feeling nothing, and no, bro. That's besides the point. In the fucking stream,
All right,
dude.
but yeah, I'm only saying this as a way to let people know. Read 100 Girlfriends before the manga comes, the anime comes out. I mean, so you guys can get a head start on that.
I'll tell you
Yes.
right, if I get more thighs.
Oh, absolutely. By the way, thank you to Koei Tecmo Games again for providing the code for Rise of 3. I've been having a fun time playing it. Definitely go give more thoughts about it once I complete the game sometime soon. But we'll play more of it though in the coming weeks. So I hope you guys look forward to that. In the meantime though, let's wrap it up. Thanks again everybody here in this call for today. The people are my buddy Tyrone, TSS, Emmy, Cosmic, Terrell, and Nessa, as well as our buddy Dean, who were here with us throughout the night. We had almost everyone present, and it was great to be here all together to talk about the final episode of the Pokemon Anime Series when it comes to the story of Ash and Pikachu. But that does not mean that the anime journey is over. We still have the Horizon series to look forward to, or Pocket Monsters 2023, depending on how you want to go at it. So
This is better.
yeah, Horizon just sounds better.
But people are not going to be able to see it because TPCI are pieces of garbage. and
Actually,
no one will
I'm really curious
What?
about that because
Sure.
don't be. It's not. It's not what you think it is.
Yeah,
I
I come on, the 0.06%.
No.
do. I mean,
No.
zero. I mean,
Hell no.
0.07%. Can we have it? TPCI, can you have it? Holly Bowen, can we have it, please? Can we have it?
Yeah, at least for the hour special. Come on,
This
man.
coming from TSS who will only watch this shit in Japanese no matter what happens.
Yeah, but I want to give my money to them in a
No,
real
you
way.
don't.
Yes, I do.
You
I
want to give it to
I gave $240 to fucking Voms.
Maybe
that's all it
I'm
is.
not paying attention. Why can't we watch Horizons?
Shut up, Tyrone.
Legally,
I
I
mean,
guess we mean.
Legally, it is.
No,
right.
shut up, Tyrone. That's the
You know
short word.
what's kind of weird is like they're showing it at the same
There's
time.
literally
with
a fan
Japanese.
saying the same shit I'm saying, but because I said it, it shut up.
Well, no, it's because it's you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. You're exactly right.
Exactly.
You're exactly right.
Y'all don't listen at all.
You're
God.
exactly.
Tyrone,
You're
right?
exactly
God,
right.
when Horizon starts, I'm getting a whole new group of people to do podcasts with. Fuck
All right,
this shit.
bet.
Yeah,
Friends
people
that'll
turn away
actually-
for 20 minutes. Like,
Friends that'll actually listen to me. Shit.
Nah, I ain't doing that. You asking too fucking much.
And with that,
No,
we'll wrap up tonight's
I
session
was asking why can't we watch it fucking legally?
because
doesn't-
there's
they
no
don't give it-
legal
they don't
way
give
to
it-
do
You
it.
can't watch
Yeah,
it in
they don't give us
Japanese
an avenue.
legally.
they don't give us an avenue.
You can't watch it in Japanese legally. You'll be able to watch it in English legally, but you won't.
Yeah, but
be
then you
able
got to
watch it
wait
in
like
Japanese.
fucking 6-7 months because.
Well,
it's too fucking
yeah,
slow.
of course, TS. That's the problem.
Unless you
That's
use
that's what we suffer from.
ExpressVPN, which then you'll
Shut
be able
up!
to
No,
get-
all
okay,
right.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
All
I
right.
did.
Good night,
At least I know for around my birthday week they're gonna have the Ash versus Leon, Charizard, and Pikachu, I believe.
Oh, great! Then we could hear like Goldfarb and the other people's
Yeah.
farts and other things.
Yo, man, I can't wait to hear him as a
I can't
Pokemon
wait
Master and the dub. That's gonna be insane.
Yeah, you thought.
This video is definitely
Bitch, you
not
thought.
sponsored by NordVPN, by the way. Staying
Bitch,
safe
you
online is an ever-growing difficulty, and you could be exploited by hackers. NordVPN allows
Yeah,
you to change
don't be
your IP
fucking
address.
Linus.
Wait, are you actually fucking?
Don't be fucking Linus.
No, I'm just reading what's in the
click
chat,
on a
bro.
random
Not really.
PDF
He's
that ends
just
up being a
reciting the
fucking
commercial.
screensaver.
You can.
So
Yeah.
you could steal all the fucking tokens on your fucking browser, and then you get your channel
Alright.
deleted and Tesla garbage and all that stuff.
Oh my
And
god!
on-
In the
And
fucking
on that
dream.
note,
And on that bombshell, we
Cut
will
it
see you
off.
guys
Let's go.
next week. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Wash your fucking hands because I said so.
Jesus.
Then you're so fucking aggressive. Why can't I just choose not to wash my hands, man?
you should always wash your hands. It's hygienic.
One more.
Industry.
Listen. Eventually, the body will rot anyway. It's perfectly fine. Okay.
Yeah,
All right,
but
we'll
don't
leave
let
it in
rot.
Well, that means we're gonna
discussion.
have okay. So that means we're gonna have corporal distance, corporal distance, the Radio Disney version and shit.
And on that note,
Hammer
Good night,
smash
everybody.
face.
Did you actually cut it? He didn't cut it off.
No, I cut the recording off, but I didn't cut the stream off.
Why didn't you cut the stream? What? Why would you cut the recording but not the stream?
That's a very good question. Bye, everybody.